Hello. Good morning. Happy Sunday. It feels weird that it's a Sunday. It doesn't feel like a Sunday because I'm not working for Monday and Tuesday, but it feels like a Sunday. It doesn't feel like a Sunday. What am I saying? It doesn't feel like a Sunday. It feels like it should be a Saturday because I didn't stream yesterday because the power was out. So it feels weird. It's not bad though. We're also gonna be streaming tomorrow, I think. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I was planning on doing like a game day thing, but you know, I don't know. I will be streaming tomorrow, but I don't know what we're doing. We'll just be doing things. Hello, Grovey. The winner. It is the winner. The winner is here. I'm so excited to see more uses. Uses is so freaking good. God. I love this case, man. Unfortunately, this case is one of the ones that I don't remember. Like, I think this is just because I played this so long ago. It's one of the cases that I do not remember everything, so I will be floundering a bit. Which is fine. I feel like I remember literally, like, mostly everything for, like, case 1 and 2 of this game specifically. But everything after case 1 and 2, it's like a blur. Like, I know like the plot points, and I know the who did what, and the whats, and you know, the who's, and all that stuff. But, I feel like after, you know, after case 1 and 2, my brain just, like, it mushes stuff together, and so I'm just like, oh god. Like, I know the plot points. I am prefacing that I do know the plot points, it's just the deducing that's gonna be difficult for this one, I feel. So I'm going to have to just, like, press everything and then go from there, which is a little embarrassing because I have played this game 3 times. But, fucking we ball. Anyway. How's it going, Grovey? How's it going? It's so weird. It's so weird that it's a Sunday. And I mean, I'm not working tomorrow, which is even weirder. It doesn't feel like a Sunday because I'm not working tomorrow, but it's just because it's, you know, the eternal cycle of work. Yeah. Yeah, it do be like that. I'm so sorry. But yes, this is so true. What the hell? Wait, why is this song playing? Guys, we're listening to new music. 1 second. I think this is my call. Oh, it's going to the prologue? Okay. Whatever. I love all the dead words, thank you. I was like, I have to do like a special starting soon screen for AAI2. Like, I gotta do something. And so I was like, you know what? I have this singular PNG, and so I'm just gonna put them everywhere. If we ever, and this is a big if we ever get The Great Ace Attorney 3 or whatever the hell and do The Great Ace Attorney, I know exactly what I'm gonna do for the starting soon screen. But it's such a big if, so I don't think it'll ever happen. But if we ever do get The Great Ace Attorney 3, a really good idea. You know, and who knows? Who knows? Maybe Capcom will give us something. A morsel. A small morsel. Of The Great Ace Attorney something. But I would love to see it. And also I have a fantastic idea. I also... Like, I try to do these for, like, holidays and stuff. Like, I have... These are gonna look so broken, so I'm just gonna say that beforehand. I have, like, the ones from previous years. Like, this was a holiday one from, you know... You guys can't hear the music anymore, I'm sorry. For, the couple years ago. This was a birthday one. What was that? Why do I even have that screen? This is also Halloween one? This was a sussy one. Why is this like this? This looks horrible. But yeah, I just kind of like keep them like stowed like in my little scenes little list. And then they just kind of rot, and then progressively they get even worse looking. And so, we'll see what this one looks like in like 4 months. But anyway, I managed to actually have the music coming from the game, which was something that I was planning on doing a couple weeks ago, but I forgot, and I didn't do it, so now it's actually coming from the game, which is really fun. But anyway, I didn't think it was actually gonna work today because I booted it up and I tried to boot it up correctly and it wasn't letting me boot it up correctly, but it managed to work, and so we could actually play game, which is very exciting. Because it was gonna be very sad if I couldn't play my AAI2. Because I love me some AAI2. Anyway. Let's go. Winners winning deduction. What are we even talking about? It's been a week. Hi, Eustace. Hi. Oh dear God. I'm gonna make this lower. The volume is very loud. Please let me know how the volume is. I think it's okay now. I made it a little lower. Our friend the artist here won the race to find the victim. Was the first on the scene, correct? Sure.
Hold it!
I'll be the first to admit he's something of a suspicious character. He is a suspicious character. It's Larry Butts.
Objection!
First to admit? Are you trying to beat me to it? But you can't, because I'm the winner! Got it. I'm the first-rate, always. Huh? I'm the first-rate artist, you say? I can't get his voice. I'm sorry. I have to warm up. Larry, I don't need to make this scene any more convoluted than it already is. Please, Mr. Winner, just continue. The gas the victim was poisoned with is made of uricum, which, as we know, is found in paint. You will never be NORMALLIUM, FATALLIUM to me. You will never. Usually, like, most of the things that, you know, are changes for the official version, I'm like, yeah, sure. I'll fuck with that. It's fine. You know, I'm cool with that. You know, like, I'm fine with the name changes. They're fine. I like them. They're cool. But then I see NORMALLIUM, FATALLIUM, I'm like, oh, you can't do that to me. I don't know why it's specifically NORMALLIUM, FATALLIUM. I just think it's really silly. I think it's very silly funny. We do indeed. It seems that it's found in a number of everyday products. Right, which makes your friend's paint pretty darn suspicious. But isn't it also found in a bunch of other stuff too? She's a winning point, I guess. Right, Gabrielle? I don't mind asphyxiant, it's still kind of stupid sounding to me, but NORMALLIUM is just peak. Yeah, like... NORMALLIUM is just so funny. Normal versus fatal. Like, I get asphyxiant. Okay, I can support asphyxiant. But NORMALLIUM? Please. In this economy? I suppose she does. As I said, ubiquitium is also found in dishwashing liquids, among other things. Sorry. In other words, paint isn't the only possible explanation. No, but just listen to the rest of my amazing deduction, will you? He's deducing. He was carrying paint on his person, and he was the one winning stride away from the victim. Why are you saying winning so much?
Hold it!
It's by no means certain that the paint was the source of the poison gas. Huh. Well, it's by no means certain that it wasn't, either. Was that supposed to sound clever? Copying Mr. Edwards' speaking style isn't a shortcut to looking cool, you know. I think it sounds like you think there's something wrong with the way I speak. Anyway, to bring it home, my winning deduction shows that he had paint, and he was the closest to the victim. I don't know what I'm doing with my use of this voice today. But you know what? Fuck it, we've all. That's really all you're basing this suspicion on Mr. Butts on. What? You have a problem with that? Then show me some proof, loser! Put up or shut up. He's literally asking for it, Mr. Edward. He is. So let's find the right piece of evidence and really give it to him. We know that Mr. Winter isn't much of a listener, and we also know that his reasoning is likely to be based on flawed assumptions. Yeah, he even phoned the other guy and he still got it wrong somehow. Let's get this over with as quickly as we can. It's all a waste of our time. It would have been cool if it was like equally stupid like Ordinarium. Ordinarium would be good. I would support that. Ordinarium? That's good. That's good. Anyway, uses. Anyway. The winner. What do we have? Oh, Christ, we have a lot. Okay. Yeah. That's normal. Normal picture there, uh-huh. Ernie Frost was found hidden in a chocolate chest by the suspect, Samson Tangaroa. Victim died from the blood loss after being struck in the head by the rock salt lamp. Yada. Got it. Gallery pamphlet? Wow. This is so crazy. It's not... I'm always surprised, because I know in this case we never actually go up to see their, like, the upstairs, ever. But I'm always surprised, like, that they don't actually, like, we don't actually go upstairs. You know? I don't know. Maybe I'm just... Maybe, I mean, I know why they don't, because it's, you know... Because it's also another scene to render, etc. But, I'm just always like, every single time they're like, oh, the person we have to talk to is upstairs, at the, you know, thing, the stuff, and getting, you know, treatment or something or other. And I'm like, why do we go upstairs then? Whatever. I just think it's a funny, silly little thing. Anyway, the gas was produced when bright white ubiquitium and pure white asphyxium were mixed together. A cloth that glows when connected to his full spectrum light emitting device. Um, first on the scene. Oh god, what do you want from me, Eustace? I'm gonna save. I'm scared. I'm scared. Okay. Present,
Objection!
yeah, no. I want to see what he says, though. What do you think of this piece of evidence? Why do you want to know? Don't you see? It proves that there's a contradiction in your testimony. What?
Overruled.
Calm yourself, Eustace. His so-called evidence proves nothing. Huh? Really? Okay. Alright, that makes sense. Yes, perhaps so. If only Judge Gavale wasn't there. If you could try to ensure that there's some substance to your introductions, Mr. Edgeworth. Fear not, Your Honor, for I intend to do just that. Uh-huh, yeah, you say that. You say that, buddy. We're gonna save. We're not gonna save, we're gonna load. Okay. It's been 17 minutes. Good lord. Okay. Carrying paint on his person.
Objection!
No. I am grasping at straws here. Okay. We're doing a lot of big brain thinking today. Yep. This is great. This is great. He's carrying paint on his person. He was the one winning stride away from the victim. The gas the victim was poisoned with is made from FATALLIUM, which as we know, is found in paint. You know the feeling when, you know, the main character is like... He's like, yeah, I know exactly what to present, and then you just don't know what to present. Yeah. It's an awkward moment. Okay. Is it the drawing? Wait. Is this what you want?
Objection!
No. I am afraid you contradicted yourself there. What? Is that true, Gavale? Of course not, Eustace. The only contradictions I see are in Mr. Edgeworth's own baseless claims. Ha! So my testimony is completely contradiction-free. I knew it! His testimony is riddled with contradictions. Like Judge Gavale didn't keep covering for him. I have to get to the truth. Oh no, this is so sad. What do you say? We know his reasoning is likely to be based on a flawed assumption. What a waste of time. Okay, shush. Shush, but what if I also don't know what what the flawed assumption is, Edgeworth? Whatever. You know his reasoning is based on a flaw. Even from the other guy, he still got it wrong somehow. Let's get this on quickly some way.
Objection!
Are you saying that his contradiction is that he wasn't the first on the scene? How do you contradict that? How am I gonna contradict that?
Objection!
What do you think of this piece of evidence? What do you want to know? Don't you see? Proves that there's a contradiction in your testimony. What? Oh wait, we've already seen this. I thought it was new. It's not letting me press through it, but that's probably just because I reloaded. Damn it! Okay, whatever. Whatever. You wanna see my badge? You wanna see my prosecutor's badge, actually? I love, oh my god, the little detail of Eustace having the little prosecutor badge pins. It's cute. It's really cute. Okay.
Objection!
We've already done that one, I think. Okay. Okay. Alright. Okay.
Objection!
Gallery pamphlet? No. He will save scum. This is the threat. I am not immune to save scumming in this game.
Objection!
I forgot to mention that yesterday, not yesterday, the day before yesterday, I managed to find copies of 4 out of the 6 mainline Layton games. And I own them now. It's so weird. It's so weird that I have them and I can hold them in my hands. Oh, hello, Mark. Welcome in. Thank you for the first. How's it going? But yeah, I have them. I own them. It's crazy.
Objection!
Oh, this is wrong. Hellos. Hello. Real and physical, yeah. I wish I had the diabolical box version. I only have the little game card. I'm owning 4 out of the 6 mainline Layton games. And these are the 3DS ones. They didn't, or not the 3DS ones, the DS ones. They didn't have the 3DS ones, which is a bummer because the 3DS ones are my favorite. But I don't even care. I don't even like Last Spectre, but I own it. Would like that game. But you know what? They had it, so I bought it. I'll replay it for the funsies. Anyway. But yeah, that was a crazy, like, 4-hour journey to get Layton games that I didn't even know were gonna be there. So, awesome. At a random mall in the middle of my state. Anyway. Yeah, okay, so it's not any of these. I'm gonna load, actually. But yeah, how are you doing, Mark? How's it going? I wish loading was faster. I'm not complaining about that, by the way. But, the loading takes time. This is not a complaint. Prefacing that now.
Objection!
We've already pressed that. We've already pressed that. I'm doing good? Good! That is great. That is fantastic. Okay. Oh, dear lord. Okay,
Objection!
What do you want from me, game? Mark, my brain is so fried. I don't know what I'm doing.
Objection!
I'm sorry. Oh, dear God. Fried, yeah, I know. Fried.
Objection!
Tasty fried? I wouldn't say it's tasty fried. I'd say it's pretty mediocre.
Overruled.
Relatively mediocre, if I do say so myself. This month is Fried Month? This month is Fried Month.
Objection!
I see what you said. I see what you wrote there. Very funny.
Objection!
Is it really not this? Okay, let me load. Let me load. I guess it must be the last one. It's deep fried. It's like fully deep fried. Mark. I watched a video talking about investigative type games that like deal with deductions and some such. This is really interesting. It was a Game Maker Toolkit video. I accidentally pressed that. Didn't mean to press that. He was talking about how these type of games are the ones that you could kind of brute force it, but then like Layton games are like ones that they like you can't really brute force it, but you can like get like little nuggets of knowledge, and they like kind of feed it to you. I just think it's a little interesting way to, you know, look at both of them in a different light. I love the backgrounds. Also, the background in this scene is just very tasty.
Objection!
But I would love to play more of the other types of, you know, deductive games at some point in the future. I think it would be interesting to see the other alternative types of games that, you know, deal with these type of stuff.
Objection!
Does sound interesting, yeah. It's an interesting little video. It made me think about things.
Objection!
Oh, we are failing here. We're really getting to like the last few pieces of evidence that haven't been clicked. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Objection!
Please, 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 game, please. It's been 28 minutes. It's been half an hour. It's been half an hour. Ah. We're doing great here. We're doing massive big brain.
Objection!
Really? And IS9 isn't really, or IS7 isn't really. Is it really that one statement that I haven't clicked? Are you really joking? It is not the last statement? Uh-oh. We're doing great here today. Whatever, it's fine.
Objection!
Thank God you can skip through this. Like, this is like when I played the Greatest Attorney and my life kind of changed when I realized that I could, like, hold down the button, and it'll just fast forward, like, super speed. My life was changed by that moment. Really? Okay.
Overruled.
Bringing our A game, starting from C. Shut up. You're so right. We really are bringing the A game.
Overruled.
Once we get it, I'm gonna reload and make sure we didn't lose any health, because, like, this is abysmal. Miles Edgeworth is floundering.
Objection!
Miles Edgeworth is floundering so much right now. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Objection!
Ah! That's a good line. Your deductions are anything but winning, I'm afraid, unless if you're looking to win a prize for incoherence. I'm saving that. Anyway, we're gonna load again. Alright. Woo! We're doing great! You know, my thought process really should have been I should press the paint on the paint statement. But you know what? We got there eventually. So I think that's what matters.
Objection!
There we go. Ooh. So you agree I deserve a prize? What you deserve to be set right. The gas came from within the case containing the sculpture of Pisces. It did! It was created by the artist guy, with the red paint that we know is full of ubiquia. Allow me to offer you a bit of advice, one prosecutor to another. It always helps to listen carefully to others. Shut up, Edward. I didn't get it either. I prize good doing from incoherence often, usually. So true. The gas is created when ubiquium is mixed with another substance, asphyxium. Paint containing ubiquium alone would create any kind of gas at all. It wouldn't? I thought they said the guy was asphyxiated with ubiquium. Oh my god! I must admit that was pretty good. Asphyxiated with ubiquium! So you're telling me all this was based on a mishearing of the forensic report? Yeah! Gas here has already done its work by the time Mr. Bunce found the victim. Perhaps it's your own aptitude that you should be worrying about. My aptitude? What does that even mean? You literally used the words 5 minutes ago. It means one's ability, or how suited one is to a particular task, Eustace. This is why I like Asphyxian. The word flub is a bit more natural. Fair point. A fair point. Yep, that's a fair point. An attitude, the other words you misused only a few minutes ago as well, is another thing entirely. I get what you're doing. You're making fun of me again. What I'm doing is demonstrating that you do not have the aptitude required to head up this investigation.
Overruled.
Before you go any further, you might wish to consider some of the flaws in your own statements. And what flaws might that be? Firstly, that you cannot prove your artist friend did not enter the auto wing. That's... And secondly, you cannot prove the red paint did not have something to do with the crime. The paint is important on its own, surely. What's important is the combination of the red ubiquium and the white asphyxium. How exactly were the two substances introduced to one another? Surely need to find that out before anything else. I'm sorry. Indeed we do. And that is what Eustace will be investigating next. Or what he would be already being investigating had you not been here to make needless trouble. We're not here to make trouble. Quite the opposite, in fact. We're here to help. You saying you know how the gas is made? I don't believe you. I could certainly point you towards a vital clue as to how it was done. He is bluffing, Eustace. Ignore him. I didn't mean to press that. It's fine, Gavel. He's clearly lying. Might as well let him talk himself even further into a corner. It's the Larry Butts drawing. If you are sure. Come on then, show me what you got. Which shows how the gas is created.
Take that!
You're saying this somehow shows us the chemicals were mixed to make poison gas? That's exactly what I'm saying, yes? Thank you for noticing. Well, they do say I have a good eye. The red tears Mr. Butt saw, that was ubiquium. What? Wait a second. You're saying the statue cried the stuff out? What, so is our culprit some kind of evil spirit? You're so funny. How much time am I going to have to waste taking him through this step by step? The red tears alone would not have been enough to create the gas. They must have mixed with something else inside that case. What? What evidence do you have that that's what happened? The evidence is right here in the sketch I just showed you. She's so perfect, babe. So true. So true. I need to point out the part that shows the two liquids have mixed together. Wow, I wonder what it is. Crazy. Oh god, there we go.
Take that!
Observe the pool of pink inks. Oh, okay. English. Observe the pool of pink liquid beneath the Pisces statues. That last case. Words. This clearly shows how the two chemicals mixed. What? Wait, I don't get it. How does that prove that's some ubiquium mixed with some affixium? We have an artist with us. Why don't we ask him? Larry, you claim to be something of a painter. Imagine you have some experience mixing colors. What happens when you mix red with white? Don't treat me like a dum-dum, Edgy. I did graduate from junior high, you know. And any idiot knows that red and white makes pink. I mean, there's variations. You got your rose pinks, your baby pinks.
Hold it!
That would be more than enough, thank you. Do you see what I'm getting at now, Mr. Winner? Oh! I think I do. Ubiquium is red, affixium is white. Mix the two together, you get pink. That's what the pink liquid is. Yes, very good. You got there in the end. Yes. Interesting. I think you finally convinced him.
Overruled.
Mr. Edgeworth, you have raised a possibility, nothing more. We cannot know for sure that shows the result of two chemicals having mixed. But besides, your sketch you are attempting to enter as evidence was drawn by the suspect. How can we possibly hope to rely on its veracity? Hey! I drew everything exactly as I saw it. A true artist never lies or embellishes the truth. Forgive me, but I did not ask for your opinion. Oh shit! Oh shit! Damn! Oof, she's a cold one. I like it. You may rest assured, Your Honor, that I need to prove my theory to all of our satisfaction.
Overruled.
It may not be wise to jeopardize your position any further, Mr. Edgeworth. Especially as there is another question to which you have yet to provide a satisfactory answer. How can you prove this man did not enter the auto way? It's because we were there. Till you are able to, there is little more to discuss. Wait, no, wait, shit. Autumn Wing is, they're flipped, right? Yeah, okay, never mind. I was like, but we were there, and then I'm like, wait, no we weren't. What are we even talking about here?
Wait, maybe the victim can help us out with that.
Mr. Gusto, he is still unconscious and in critical condition.
He is?
Oh. They're so cuties! Look at those little silly billies! Silly billies. I love them. Now, if you don't mind, Eustace needs to carry out his own investigation of this area. If you would be so kind to leave him in peace. Who is holding it? Oh, it's you, Larry. Okay, that's not surprising. For the presiding judge's sake, I pray to the goddess that you need not ever be summoned to testify. Now then, is there something you wish to say? Mr. Artist. Just hold that pose for a moment there, Miss Ice Queen. Ice Queen? Okay. I am Justice Verity Gavil, and I would be very grateful if you would dispense with the childish epithets. I'm enjoying that she said Justice Verity Gavil. Like, I know she's a justice, but it reminds me of Justine. And it makes me think of Justine Courtney. Whatever. Justine Courtney. What a name. I remember when we had Justine Courtney and then Courtney Scythe from DGS. What a time. What a time to be alive. Oh, finally she tells me her name. Nice to meet you, Verity. Name's Laurice Donan, but you can call me Laurice. If you could stop wasting the court's time, Mr. Donan. Oh, yeah, sorry. It's just, there's something I forgot to mention. The door was locked. I tried to open it, and then the old guy came tumbling out. It does appear that the door can be unlocked from the inside. However, that does not necessarily mean that it was locked the time you claim. Remember the time that we had Simon Keys and Simon Blackwell? I mean, we do still have Simon Keys, but it's like, at least it's spelled differently now. Like, at least the spelling's different. I'm glad they didn't change his name, but at least the spelling's different. Anyway. Without proof, your statement carries little weight, I'm afraid.
Objection!
Oh god, how would I do your voice? Well, as it happens, I can back up our pal here on that. What? Yep, we tried to come in here too. It's just like the guy said. He was locked up tight. Ain't that so, Mazzarino? It is. I distinctly remember how it went. So, Winterwing, Winterwing. Huh? I don't believe it. It's locked. Gallery's open for biz, but the Wonder Wing's off limits? What gives? Prior to the incident with the gas, it was not possible to enter this room from the outside. Overruled. And what is to say that your suspicious friend was not in here with the victim the entire time?
Objection!
The fact that he didn't suffer the ill effects of the gas. Search for gas masks if you like. I doubt you'll find one. I see. So then I suppose we will have to take you at your collective word. That was a little too easy. Well, Judge Cavell, do you accept that Mr. Butts is no longer a viable suspect? And that once again Mr. Winter's deductions has followed short of the mark. What are you talking about? I just need some more information, that's all. Okay, buddy. You can't blame a guy for being a little too hasty with his deductions. You know it's not cool for a prosecutor to be saying stuff like that, right? Very well, then perhaps we should call our next suspect. Mr. Donham, you may step down from the stand. Huh? Go! You mean? But I was enjoying our time together, Verity. Let me stick around, please. Please, pretty please. Overruled. Show no mercy. Squish my heart into a goopy mush. Who exactly is this next suspect? The pharmacist Delicious Scone. Your artist friend may have struggled to lay his hands on a bottle of Infesticide Ultra, but something in her line of work will certainly have a better idea for such things may be required. The court hereby calls for a 10-minute recess. Eustace, we will go fetch the suspect. Your winning smile will bring her running, I'm sure. My winning? Of course, Gaville! Let's go get her at once! Hey, Detective Flatfoot, you carry on investigating while I'm gone, okay? Sure. God, they're all so cute. They're all so silly. Billies. I love them so much. Is it possible? King Judge Cavell has suspected Miss Scone from the start. Now that you mention it, she wasn't helping Mr. Winter like she usually does, huh? What exactly is your angle here, Judge Cavell? Ooh, okay, we standing around? To be continued? Well, shit! If I had known there was a to be continued, then I would have continued last time. But you know what? It's okay. It's fine. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Be sure taking their time. That was supposed to be a 10-minute recess. It's trying to keep you losers waiting. But wait no longer. I won the race to find Delicious Scone, and here she is. God, I love it. You're so funny. God. Oh God, how do I do your voice? Hello, dears. This lovely young man said you wanted to speak with me. Delicious Scone, purveyor of the most wondrous wares a pharmacist can offer. At your service. Delicia to my pals, and even Miss Delicious to some. You can call me the winner, and I'll call you whatever I want. Alright, Winnie Pooh, whatever you say. Winnie Pooh! It's good, it's a good one. It's lovely to meet you, dearie. So much for call me the winner. Call me the winner! I'm not gonna give him that voice, but also, the winner. She's my Winnie Pooh. So good. Have we met before, young man? Get a load of this, Alicia. It's Miles Edgeworth, Gregory's son. Well, I never. It's a pleasure to meet you, Milesy Smiles. Milesy Smiles. Oh! You must address me by my given name, then just Miles will do. Oh! Greggy Pegleg's boy. All grown up, too. Makes me feel my age, why don't you?
Which is just how old she is.
Eustace, I believe we have some questions for our pharmacist. Oh yeah! What brings you to the gallery today, Miss Scone? Why, I came to see your dear old Moody Judy, of course. We've been fast friends for 18 long years, and no one's gonna stop me from visiting her now. I understand that you helped look after Mr. Gusto in the immediate aftermath of the attack. Oh, I didn't do much, really. Just whipped up a quick antidote for the dear old doctor. Wow, you can make an antidote just like that? Oh, yes, dear. As long as I have the right ingredients, I can throw together just about any medicine you'd like. Certainly helped that the medical room was well equipped, though. You're much better off treating him here than losing 5 minutes taking him to the hospital. Anyway, we did what we could. The rest, well, that's up to him. You do know the victim, Miss Delicious. Oh, yes, well, sort of. It's been 18 years since I last saw him. Apparently he's famous these days. One of the best confectioners in the world, or so they say. Interesting. Shrimply interesting. So he's a well-known public figure. Oh yes, dear. He was on the news and everything. Confectionery crafting king of the world, they say.
Wow. So the old dog really went to Shangfa and upped his game, just like he said he would.
Perhaps we could proceed with the matter at hand, Miss Scone. Are you familiar with a substance known as Infesticide Ultra? Of course, dear. You use it to, well, get rid of, you know what. Oh, it's awfully strong, though. That's why they don't sell in shops. When I ask what you mean by you-know-whats. The little blighters that frighten the life out of poor innocent ladies, like yours truly, that was. Nasty little creatures. They grab people's nice little kitchens and terrorizing them. Oh, I get it. Those. Okay. Thank you, Miss Scone. One more question, if you don't mind. Are you aware of what happens when the chemicals asphyxiant and ubiquium are combined? Oh, yes? It's right there in the Infesticide Ultra instructions. Do not mix with products containing ubiquium. Because if you do, they react with each other and they make a horrible poisonous gas. What was it again? Effects of inhalation include respiratory complications. Death. And poor old Gusty very nearly didn't make it. To make that much gas, you need to, only 500 milliliters of each chemical, I'd say. Certainly talks like a skilled pharmacist. Ubiquium's awfully thick and sticky, and it heats up very quickly indeed. Also bright red and smells minty fresh. And cheap as chips. That's why they use it in everything. Makes the seeds more watery and it's white in color. That will do, thank you. You're very clearly well informed, Miss Scone. As well I should be, dearie. After all, Infesticide Ultra is made by the company I work for. Uh-oh. That's that help your case, ma'am. Oh, but before you get the wrong idea, they don't go around handing out free samples. As I said, it's awfully, terribly dangerous. You can't buy it even if you wanted to. Yes, Miss Scone. Very interesting indeed. I think that tells us all we need to know. Strange. I thought she suspected Miss Scone. Something in that smile makes me wonder if she had some other angle in mind. Uh-oh. What is it, Detective Flatfoot? Any developments to report?
Yes, sir. Turns out the sculpture's glass display case is opened from the top.
Huh, that's rather unusual.
The temperature inside can be adjusted, too. All the way down to 0 degrees. The Pisces case was kept at 26 degrees. Dang near got my hands stuck to it.
You're lucky you escaped alive. Anything more relevant to the case?
Yeah, they found something on the underside of the top part of the Pisces case. Traces of ubiquium.
Oh, now we're talking.
Saw it?
If there were ubiquium stuck to it, it should have stayed stuck. After all, 26 degrees, it would have been frozen solid.
It would have.
Huh. So how did the thing winds up as they are now? I think Kay might be able to help us figure out just that. Or at least Mr. Thief might. You guys are that desperate to get on my good side, huh? I didn't remember us using Mr. Thief at all in this room, but maybe I'm remembering wrong. Fine. I don't know what the heck you're talking about, but take it away. Can't believe I'm taking orders from this guy. But whatever, anything for the truth. Overruled. Okay, I was gonna say, I don't remember using Mr. Thief. Did we ever use Mr. Thief in this case at all? Am I remembering wrong? I think I'm remembering wrong. Yeah, I don't know. Before you get too carried away, the goddess of justice has no need of your help. We'll find the truth ourselves. Okay. Ouch! Why so frosty, Judge G? Your baby prosecutors gave us the big thumbs up. What's the issue here? Oh, wait. Only the committee has some dirty little secret it doesn't want us finding out. I am not required to explain myself to you, but if you feel that you absolutely must participate in the investigation, perhaps you can prove to me that it'll be worth our while to keep you around. What exactly does she have in mind here? Who triggered the release of the poison gas? You can answer this question. I will consent to your participation in the investigation. Here the lady smiles. Somebody opened the Pisces case and let out that gas. Considering what we've learned so far, there's only one person it could possibly be now. Yes, the answer is indisputable. In that case, please kindly prove it now. Who released the poison gas? Can I save? No, I can't. I'm like... Take that! The victim, Carmelo Gusto, is the only person to have entered the auto wing. Okay, I was gonna say, I was worried I was gonna argue that because Delicia knows things, that she did it, but I know that it's Dane Gustavia. Or Carmelo Gusto. Whatever. Thus, only he could have opened the case. Correct. There appears to be only one logical answer. Very well, I will permit you to your participation in this investigation to continue. However, if at any point I feel you are contributing nothing of value, you will be removed immediately. Understood. Even if Mr. Gusto did open the case, we have no idea why. Oh, so we do have Mr. Thief in this case. I don't know why I forgot that. Alright, Mr. Edgeworth, tell me what you want to see. Let's use the data we collected to recreate the scene before the poison gas went off. On it! Right. Eek! Ah! Don't scare me like that! So this is what you were talking about. You're Mr. Thief. I want to look at her hair 1 second. That is so cool looking. Her hair is so cool looking. God. That's a really cool back sprite also. That's besides the point. Damn. Look at her back sprite. So cool. Anyway, that's besides the point. Let's continue. So this is what you're talking about. You're Mr. Thief. Let's begin by examining the Pisces sculpture. There's a generous amount of ubiquitous frozen to the underside of the top part of the case. Yeah, which is what's been keeping the lid on real tight. The actual glass lid is all cracked though, right? Somebody really went to town in your little house there, huh, Pisces? Do we have any idea how the glass lid might have come to be so cracked? Well, it doesn't look like the outer facing side of the glass suffered any damage. I see. So we have a cracked piece of glass that we know was ice cool on the inner facing side. We also know that it wasn't damaged in any direct way on the outer facing surface. Thoughts? Ice cold. Makes me think of the way you glare at people, sir. Cracked. You think of these deeply etched lines on your forehead. Bro! Man's getting absolutely kicked. Oh god. It was cracked by heat expansion. Applying heat to ice-cold glass from the outside will cause it to crack. Huh. Well, I appreciate the science lesson, but why is all the heat cracked in the first place? Because of the thingy. Why, indeed. A heat-cracked glass lid lined on the underside with frozen ubiquitous. Look like a cat that got the cream, Miserina.
You know what happened, don't you? I certainly do. And what's more, I know how Mr. Gusto opened the case. What? But you didn't give me a chance to figure it out first. Would have been quite the wait. Well, don't keep it to yourself, Edgeworth. I want answers. I want to know now.
It's because of the blowjob. I accidentally clicked the cloth. Oh, I'm so mad. That's wrong. Mr. Gusto used this to open the case.
Gavel?
Why did he choose that? That was kind of stupid of him. Like, what the hell was that?
Oh, he just misclicked. Oh, we just misclicked, Eustace. That's just what happens sometimes. You're right to be confused, Eustace. I fail to understand this myself. In fact, I would say that perhaps only Mr. Edgeworth understands this leap of so-called logic.
Fuck. I even know what it is, but I misclicked. God damn it. Ah. Whatever. It's fine.
You won't convince me without winning explanation, Edgeworth. Now then.
Okay.
Alright, Eustace. I know what it is this time, Eustace. Blowtorch showed signs of being used recently when found here in the autumn wing. I think it's likely that it was used in the glass lid, causing it to crack. Blowtorch? We used a blowtorch to open a glass case. Well, I get it. Mr. Gusto was trying to melt the frozen ubiquium so he could open the lid. Indeed. You beat me to the answer by a second. But we'll see who wins in the end. Quit trying to telling us you nearly had it. You didn't have a clue. No, it was Edgeworth making things hard to understand. So real, though. Okay, would you mind updating the recreation so Mr. Winter could follow along, too? Sure, just for him. Alright, here goes.
I love that they're doing this just for Eustace. They're doing this for Eustace, my boy. Whoa! Dan Gustavio sprite. Caught in 4K. He's very green.
Mr. Gusto was alone in the autumn wing, and while he was in here, he used his blowtorch to melt the frozen ubiquium on the underside of the lid. And?
Right.
As the ubiquium melted, it mixed with the asphyxium that was already present inside the glass case.
Ooh! Oh, tasty rendering. Look at that rendering. Very tasty. That's a really pretty cloud. I almost wish the lines weren't on it. They use that cloud brush real well. Damn, very cool. Awesome rendering. 10 out of 10.
Therefore producing our poisonous gas. Yeah. Mr. Gusto had finally managed to open the lid. He would have released the gas and poisoned himself. He made it as far as the fountain room where he collapsed. This is true, and this is what happens. So we opened the case, and out came the gas, huh? See, we got there in the end. But why the heck-a-doodle-doo did he want to open the case in the first place? Heck-a-doodle-doo. God. I'm not sure. In fact, we don't even know what his ultimate goal was. I'm thinking he might have came here for the same reason I did. Check out the not the autumn wing, but the winter wing. You remember, right? I thought this was where the winter wing was when we first got here. Caught you out too, didn't you, my little Eddie Lumpkin? I was ever so confused what with being here in Chillywick's room was all those years ago. Oh my god, reading. There's even the same little tree in front of the blessed door. Who would it be all the 6s and 7s, huh? Did everyone involved in the IS-7 incident make the same mistake? I think we need to go and take another look at the winter wing. And see how quickly I can convince Mr. Winter, I suppose. Eureka! Ladies and gentlemen, I have the answer! The answer to what exactly? The man was going to end it all! Dramatic, exit stage left, sort of artsy-fartsy farewell.
A suicide is off the table for now,
Have you been listening at all this whole time? At my level, I barely need to listen to a word, and I still understand exactly half of what's going on. God!
Ah! Oh my god. Insane line. Perhaps I can explain a few of the finer details to you later, Eustace. Winner's prerogative. Winners? Sure. Thanks, Gabrielle. That's my name. God. Thank you indeed. I always find it best to leave things like child wrangling to professional. Oh god. Wow. In the meantime, don't you have something to tell Mr. Eustace and his friends? Oh yeah! I totally forgot. What is it now? I took the liberty of investigating our friendly pink pharmacist here. Or rather, I had one of my underlings do it for me. That's nothing to brag about, you know. Shut up! Can't you see I'm talking? Anyway, let's put a pin in my suicide theory for now. Yeah. I have something more important to tell you. It was Miss Delicious who set up the poison gas trap. Eek! How can you say that? I was greatly saddened to learn of this, Miss Scone. Your profession is one dedicated to saving lives, and yet you use your expertise to try to take one. I beg your pudding! How dare you! I did no such thing! I beg your pudding is really good. Perhaps you could explain, Mr. Winner. You bet I can. Get a load of this! Ooh, restricted toxic handler's license. Oh ho ho. Category file inform, license number issuer. Oh, class 1, class 2, type 1, class 2, type 2, class 2, type 3, class 2, type 4, class 3. What's this emblem say? Let me zoom into that thing right over there. Valid under the law of the state of something through. What does that say? Oh, that's so tiny. Let me make it even bigger. Of see-through? Is that what they were trying to write there? Interesting. Interesting stuff. Huh. Okay, cool. This is Miss Delicious Pharmacist license. And it says right here that she's authorized to handle Infesticide Ultra. The product that we have established contains asphyxiant, one of the ingredients of our poison gas. Exactly! It's almost impossible for ordinary people to get a hold of that stuff. Miss Delicious is no ordinary person. She's a card-carrying pharmacist. I didn't do it! Oh, this is all such a terrible misunderstanding!
Objection!
Oh my god, the objection. And that's not all. There's a bottle of Infesticide Ultra in the victim's pocket. What do you know? It's covered in your fingerprints. Eek! We know that you, Miss Bound, took the victim to the medical room. What better moment to slip the bottle to his pocket? No! There was only one person on the premises licensed to carry Infesticide Ultra, and that was you, Miss Go. Furthermore, you are acquainted with Miss Bound, the owner of the gallery, meaning you would have access to the building and ample opportunity to prepare your trap. No, dear. Listen, you don't understand. The Infesticide Ultra was stolen from me. Lying will only lengthen your sentence, Miss Scone. I'm not lying! Oh, it's in my bag somewhere, I'm sure of it. What is she looking for? That's not it. Oh! Oh, are we reconnecting? Oh god. Are we back? We back. Okay. It just dropped for like 5 seconds there. That was really scary. Uh-oh. Alright, I think we're fine. OBS is scaring me. But I was saying that it's really cute that they have the little chocolate caramels. Yeah, okay, we're back. Okay. Ooh, alright. And that's not it. The cloth looks familiar. Ah, here we go. I knew it was in here somewhere. Look. And what is this? There's something written on it, I think. April 1st, complaint filed. Offense theft. Item stolen. Infesticide Ultra, 1 bottle.
It's a crime report relating to the theft. A what? See, you silly billies, I told you somebody pinched it off me. A week ago, no less. By which you mean to say that it was not in your possession at any point today? Exactly what I mean to say. I think the bottle you found might be the one I lost. I always have some in my medicine bag, just in case, you know? I'm supposed to keep my bag locked up tight, but, well, forgot my head if it wasn't screwed on. And now, thanks to silly old me, somebody's gone and mixed up a cloud of poison gas with the stuff. I see, but why on earth would you carry such a hazardous substance around with you? Like I said, just in case. You never know one of them might appear. You mean the ghastly little creatures that run around in people's nice clean kitchens type of them? You can just roll up a newspaper and whack. One and done. Psst, Gavel. What do I do now? What do I do now? I don't know what to do. Of course. I think perhaps it might be wise to confirm the authenticity of the crime report, just to be safe. Can't hurt to verify Miss Scone's story, after all. She may be lying to us. Good idea. Alright, I'm gonna go give the precinct a call. Don't go anywhere. So Miss Scone might not be guilty at all. Indeed. If she really were, that's a spelling mistake. That is a spelling mistake. Really with one L instead of two L's? Interesting. If she really were the one that set up the poison gas trap, then I highly doubt she would have used a method that directly implicates her. So who do you think did it, Smiles? Somebody with the knowledge of the victim's likely behavior, the time and the means to prepare. Two factors which point to one very specific person. Oh yeah? And who may that be? Don't leave us hanging, big guy. And the means to steal the investigated side ultra dress one room to look like the other. Duty bound. Surely only Miss Bound, the I don't know what that word is. Of these premises could possibly have prepared in such a way. We'll need some solid evidence to support such a theory, nonetheless. So it was her, huh? Strange. It's like he already knew. Whew! Nice shooting, Mazzarino. I have to make that associate position a permanent deal. That is not what I was hoping for. I am back with results. The police have confirmed that the theft really was reported locked, which means we may have been a little hasty with some of our conclusions, team. You mean that every single one of your conclusions proved to be hogwash? No, I mean, we're only just getting started. Oh, then what's our next move? Well, first we need to go talk to Miss Mount. And then I'll think about what to do after that. Eustace, Mr. Gusto's real destination appears to have been the Winter Wing. Perhaps it would be worth having someone investigate the room more thoroughly. Oh yeah, we should totally do that. Flatfoot, go investigate the Winter Wing. Yes, sir. Gaville, we're going to talk to Miss Bound. Very good, Eustace. We'll join you if you don't mind. Sweet. Oh shit, I think I know what the scene is. Wait, oh my god, this sprite is so cute. One second. Eustace phone call sprite is so cute. Look at you. They're doing a little phone call, the little flip phone. That's so adorable. I like it a lot. Very good. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Slug phone sprite, my beloved. It's a good one. It's such a good one. Alright, you have your orders. Go talk to Bound for me. God, such a good sprite. Hey, Mr. Winter! Weren't we gonna go talk with Miss Bound ourselves? Sure, but I thought, why not let the grunts handle the grunt work, you know? So I could just sit back and wait for the report. A winning strategy! You spoiled little. Oh, he's so exhausting. I need a break. Huh? There's something in the fountain. Eek!
Ugh! It's a body! What on earth? Uh-oh. Whoa! Look at that spray! He really do be fun in there. Order in the court! Somebody call forensics! Bad news, sir! Real bad news! Order! I will have order, detective! The ice sculptures in the winter wing! They're all melted! Uh-oh. What? Did? Huh? Say? Did they really? Eustace was not a part of the plan. Eustace was not a part of the plan. Oh, Eustace. Another great line. God, bangers. What's the meaning of this? Now we have 2 victims? Yeesh, talk about deja vu. It's like 18 years ago. Even the ice melts again. Again? It's like some weird rerun. Same people, same everything. I said it before and I'll say it again. This is no coinky-dink. You with me, right, Miles Areno? I am. And I think the answer's lie in the AAI2 incident itself. Are we going back in time? In fact, I'm convinced of it. Great minds think alike. Alrighty then. Time for another trip down memory lane. Whoa! To be continued. Whoa! Time to go see Von Karma again. I still can't believe the I-7 incident was Gregory's last case. It's been 18 long years since. I love this song also. It's a good song. We're at the confectionery contest, and one of the participants, no less, Artie Frost, pulled his body out of the treasure chest and was a part of Samson Tangaroa's chocolate tableau. He'd been hit in the head with a large rock salt lamp, and subsequently bled to death. Found the lamp hidden inside the Candy Castle delicious scone had made for the contest. Then, before anybody had the chance to investigate Mr. Frost's own room, all of his icy creations had melted clean away. Yay! Gregory Edgeworth moment! I'm so excited. God, they're so cute! We get to investigate this room, right? Boo, 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 boo. Boo doo, boo doo, boo doo doo. It's a good song. All of Mr. Frost's work destroyed. Oh god, how do I do your voice? I did his voice similar to the Layton voice, just a little Miles Edgeworth kinda Layton-like voice. But the question is if I'm able to do the Layton voice right now. All of Mr. Frost's work destroyed. Mr. Von Karma wasn't very happy. He told us to get out, and in no uncertain terms. There we go. We had to get deep. Very deep. So what do you do now, Mr. E? I can't believe he just upped and kicked us out! Von Karma's a total jerk. Now, Eddie. It was always the job of the police and the prosecutor's office to investigate the scene. Yeah, but he didn't have to talk to us like that. Who cares if we're cops or attorneys? We should all be working together to find the truth. You can't assume that everyone's aims are the same as your own. You may wish to expose the truth, but others might prefer to accept things at face value. Which way of thinking is right will depend on the person. But what if somebody innocent ends up behind bars because no one managed to uncover the truth? It can happen. We're all human, police and prosecutors included. Which is why defense attorneys exist. Our job is to help people in such situations. To be friends with the friendless. Friends of the friendless. Now, we may not be able to investigate the Winter Wing as hoped. But that doesn't mean we give up. You're right, Mr. E. I'm sorry. I should have thought more before I opened my big mouth. You're young, Eddie. You'll learn soon enough. I will. I promise. Hi, Judy. Mr. Edgeworth, Mr. Fender. You look like you'd use a little pick-me-up. God, I love her. I'm afraid this is all I have. Please, by all means. Whoa, you're the best, Miss Bound. Yes, the chocolates. I'm gonna cry. This makes me so sick.
Thank you. A little sugar boost might actually help, although these are a little too sweet for my liking, and a little uniquely shaped. I'm sorry if they're not to your taste. No way, they're great! And they're so sweet! You're very kind. Imagine, me of all people, a mediocre confectioner. What? You mean you made these yourselves? Yes, Samson loves chocolate, so I had to learn. Keeping him supplied with his favorite treats is just one of my many duties. Although he does spend most of the time coaching me on how to improve my technique. Oh, Mr. Tangaroa sure is a lucky guy. Getting to eat homemade sweets made by the one and only Judy Bound whenever he wants sounds amazing. I'm sorry, did you say something? Nope. Nothing at all. Dear sweet Eddie, you still have a lot to learn. Seems that you're quite committed to the work you do for Mr. Tangaroa, Miss Bound. Of course! What right would I have to stay here otherwise? What do you mean by that? I was abandoned as a baby, and Mr. Tangaroa took me in. Huh? That's right. One snowy Christmas Eve, many years ago, he found me on the steps of this very mansion. Oh, that's kind of messed up that, you know, he's convicted on Christmas Eve. Truly, like you could you can understand why the whole Ace Attorney fandom goes absolutely bananas whenever it's like December 25th. He saved my life and became the father I never had. I can never repay him. So my work for him is the least I can do, and I'll be here for him as long as he needs me. That's the most beautiful thing I've ever heard. Must be getting old. Welling up a little myself. Oh. To think today is Christmas Eve. I know, I just said that! Sickening. Sickening, it's so sad. I can't even give him this present in person. Do anything to save him. Anything. Oh. Please, if there's something I could do to help, just say it. We're very grateful, Miss Bound. Perhaps you could help us by answering a question. You're the victim? Very well, I'm afraid. But, oh, if you wanted to see some of his work, I have a picture of the sculptures he made for the final. My, they're stunning. Aren't they? I think they're masterpieces. Who would have thought you could have made such intricate statues out of flavored ice? Samson adored them, too. Oh, hey, that's a Taurus and Gemini, right? Didn't know you were keen on constellations and the zodiac, Eddie. Oh, I love it. The stories the stars can tell. Take Gemini, for example. See the lyre? That's what the harp is called. And the arrow and the... Hold up, the lyre doesn't have any strings. Huh, did Mr. Frost forget to add them, maybe? Doesn't sound like something he'd forget to do. Wait, really? But I thought you just said you didn't know him very well. Oh, well, he doesn't seem like the type. Seems she's got something to hide, too. You took the photograph yourself, Miss Bound. Yes, I use this instant camera here. Develops the pictures as soon as you take them. It's so useful. Oh, I'd love to see it in action. Hey, why don't I take your picture? Oh, sickening. This is gonna be so sickening. Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh, jeez. Oh, heck. Ooh, okay. Yes, come on, Mr. E. Let's get a shot of the both of us. Well, alright then. It would be a shame to waste a good hair day. A good hair day. Oh. Ready? Say cheese. Oh. There, all done. And the picture's yours to keep, Mr. Fender. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. That's such a cool camera. Well, it's the only one we got, so we use it for all our picture-taking needs. It's very convenient, but lack of negatives is something of a shame. Oh, fair. So there isn't any negatives for us to reference, huh? I assume Mr. Tangaroa used the same camera during the contest. Yes, you assumed correctly. He used it for some work-in-progress pictures of the seascape, and later to take some photos of the other contestants' works. But didn't you take a picture of the body when you discovered it? And did you discover the body while judging was still underway? Oh yes, Samson wanted pictures of all the entrance completed rooms. Film ran out just as he finished photographing, that's what the word is, Mr. Gusto's work. So he asked me to put in a new cartridge. You seem to think there should have been more shots left than there were. In other words, the film ran out sooner than he expected. Yes, the number of shots he took didn't line up with the number of shots remaining. But he thought maybe he lost track somewhere along the way. But had he really, though? I went to our living area to change the film and was passing through the fountain room on our way back when I heard the sound of something break and collapse in Samson's room. Yeah. Simpson, are you in there? Ah! Scream! Ah! Miss Fratt's body was just lying in there. I was in total shock. It was all too much. And I remember I called the police, and then I went to tell everyone else. And the camera, it's been with me ever since. I see. I'd be grateful if you could lend us the camera and this picture, Miss Bow. Of course, here you go. Thank you. Oh. Yeah. Only has 3 remaining. Right. Hi, bad. Bad. Yay! Detective Bad, Miss Scone! Are they done investigating? Oh god, there's a lot of karma right there. They're done with me, that's for sure. The big meanie told me to clear off. Honestly, that mannequin will be the end of me. The cheek of him! Guess he got tired of people cluttering up his crime scene. Did he run you off too, Detective Bad? Yeah, Von Karma seems to think I'm a nuisance. Can't do things he wants his way with me around. Why would Mr. Von Karma go so far to exclude his own lead detective? Still, got a pretty good look at the scene. As for Gusto, he's enjoying a nice little chat right now in Frost's room. What about? About the fact that Miss Bow said he saw him going in there during the contest. Mr. Gusto went into Mr. Frost's room. That's right, and I have to say, he looked very much like he didn't want to be seen. I don't know what he could have been up to. Well, he's a candidate number 1 at the moment, as the guy who melted Frost's work. But is that really why Mr. Gusto went into Mr. Frost's room? And a photo of the room right here. If you need it, it's all yours. Oh, wait, what? Why would you just give it to us? Do I gotta spell it out for you, kid? I'm offering to help you guys. I want to find the truth about this case to come out. A detective? Really, Detective Bad? Mr. Von Karma won't be happy about this. Yeah, well, I'm not Von Karma's stooge. If he's gonna stonewall my investigation, then I'm not about to play by the book either. Can't let some pesky rules keep me from finding the truth. Now, can I, Mr. Edgeworth? Indeed. Thank you, Detective Bad. Wow, Greg Bad is wild. Wow, I can't believe you won him over, Mr. E. Well, I haven't the foggiest about what you're all going about, but here's the new friends, eh? It's definitely nice to have this good detective on our side, that's for sure. Alright, let's take a look at this photograph. Ooh, English is hard. Here. Okay. This is what Frost look like right now. Yikes! There's nothing left of his flavored ice sculptures but puddles. The floor appears to be completely covered in a pale blue liquid. I should compare this with the photo I just borrowed from Miss Bound. I assume the unplugged power cord has something to do with all this. Yeah, once that was out of socket, the display case has lost power, and up the temperature went. It looks like they were all connected to the same power strips. Do you have any idea when it was unplugged? That's not my voice, but we'll pretend it is. No, still working on that. Those sculptures were beautiful. What a waste. You can say that again. Should have taken a few more bites out of them when I had the chance. So they tasted good. Did they ever? I never tried ices so scrumptious in all my life. Really? Man, I wish I could have had a bite. Well, scrumptious except for the salty bit, of course. That was unbearable. This salty bit? It's another photo you got there. This bit. The, Harpy thing. Gemini's liar. Wait, that's why it had no strings? Because you ate them? Didn't eat that much, you cheeky little devil. I told you it was all horrible and salty. It's interesting, not only one particular part of this one particular sculpture tasted different from the rest. And could somebody other than Miss Scone really have been responsible for eating the rest of the strings? Did you notice anything else, Miss Scone? Come to think of it, I did. There's a funny little mark in Chili Wink's work. It was 2 little letters. Let me see if I can draw it out for you. There we go. Yes, it looked like that. It's almost like a signature or something. Wait. Pierre Hoquet. Whoa. I just knew Miss Frost wouldn't have made that harp without strings. She's not the type to skip an important detail like that. I hope you don't mind me asking, Miss Bow. But are you certain you didn't know Mr. Frost very well? What? No, I barely knew him, I swear. Is that so? You certainly seem to have some strong opinions about his attitude towards his work. Oh, I just... The sculptures were so carefully made, I just didn't think you would miss something so important. I'm sorry, but I don't believe you. You have more personal connection to his work than that. What makes you say that? I have an item of evidence that appears to have been one of Mr. Frost's possessions, and it shares a key feature with another piece of evidence. Well, I want to know what you talk about if you don't share. So what are those 2 pieces of evidence of yours? This is the first,
Take that!
And now the second is the
Take that!
Right. Miss Scone found 2 letters carved in Mr. Frost's ice sculptures. I think they were a signature of sorts. After all, it's not unusual for an artist to initial their work. I guess not. That's right, dear. It's just like you said. Chili Wink statues had the letters PH carved in them, plain as day. PH? Shouldn't it be AF? You'd think so, but take a look at this. It's a seal we found at the crime scene. It seems reasonable to assume it fell from Mr. Frost's pocket. And when pressed into the surface of an item, it would leave behind the letters PH. The same pottery mark we seen imprinted at the bottom of the items in the tea set. The same pottery mark. God, Dad's voice is kicking my ass right now. Do I have any water? I don't have any water. I will get water in a bit. Actually, let me get some water now. I'm gonna need some water if I'm doing Dad's voice again. Oh my god. Anyway, I will be right back. Alright, we back. got some water. Let me sip some water first and get my earbuds in. Okay. There we go. A full water bottle. Full water bottle of, water. We have already established that the tea set is the work of sculptor Paul Haulik. From there, we can assume that the same letters would mark any item out of the piece of his work. A fact of which you are well aware, correct, Miss Bound? Yeah. Well, yes, I know that he always marks his work with his initials like that. He's never revealed his true identity in public, so it's the only way to know what his works are truly his. You mean Paul Halik was? Oh my god. Oh my god, bad, your voice. Okay. That's right, Detective. Artie Frost had another identity. He was no ordinary confectioner, at least, as far as Miss Bound was concerned. For you see, Mr. Frost was in fact an extraordinary confectioner. He's in fact an extraordinary confectioner. Right, which means he could make tons of delicious candy creations. Which doesn't really explain the seal at all. Oh, shut up. Listen, we don't have to talk about that. We don't talk about that. Okay. Oh, Mr. E, your answer's giving me heartburn. I better hope you bring it under control by withdrawing my last statement. So saying the victim was no mere confectioner, at least not as far as Miss Bound was concerned. For you see, he was a famed sculptor. Mr. Frost was, in fact, none other than the famed sculptor, Paul Halik. What? Mr. Frost and Paul Halik are the same person? But it's not. Oh my god. Okay. Alright. Let's see if I can hit it again. But it's not like the marks hard to copy, though. Anybody who's seen it could fake being him with it. There we go. That's a little better. I feel like I'm being really quiet when I use his voice, but, you know, we'll do what we can do. Not exactly conclusive proof that Frost was who you say he was. It was proof enough for Miss Bound. What matters is that she believed it. His true identity will have to be investigated by the good people of the precinct. Alright, I'll have the boys look into it. I should have known I couldn't hide it from you, Mr. Edgeworth. So you admit it. You were really aware of who Mr. Frost really was. I was. When I discovered his body, I saw the seal you found. Ask me how, but I just knew straight away that he was my dear Paul Halik. I imagine his entries in the confectionery contest were his final legacy. A great man like that. And to be honest, did you enter Mr. Frost's room at any point? What? Why are you asking me that? The photograph in Mr. Frost's room. I'd like to know when it was taken. It must have gotten mixed up with the one Samson took during the judging.
Objection!
Well, that's such a weird objection. I'm afraid I find that rather hard to believe. You said yourself that the camera ran out of film during the judging. And that you had and that you had charge of the camera since before Mr. Tongaroa had the chance to visit Mr. Frost's room. That's how you were able to take the picture when you discovered Mr. Frost's body. I suppose so. This suggests that you took only 2 pictures with the new film, one of Mr. Frost's body and one of his room. But I have a piece of evidence that says otherwise. You do? Which piece of evidence contradicts the assumption that Miss Bound only took 2 pictures?
Take that!
The camera? Gave the picture of the body to the police, and the picture of Miss Frost's room to me. Oh, and you gave us that picture you took of me and Mr. Edgeworth too. 3 photographs in total, and yet the film cartridge in this camera only has 3 exposures remaining. Out of the total of 20. You took more pictures, and I want to know what of. I'll need to see all the photos you took. Perhaps then we'll finally learn of what you were really up to. I'm so sorry. I confess,
I've been lying to you. Oh, Judy.
Huh. These are all shots for us room.
I'm so sorry. Looks like she took pictures of his work from every possible angle.
And when they were taken, the ice still hadn't melted yet. Wait, don't tell me it was you.
It was. At least, I'm pretty sure it was.
You are? Why?
Well, you see, I'm a huge fan of Mr. Halik's work, as you know. I was petrified that they might re-ruin what with the investigation that was going on and everything. So I thought I should at least capture the sculptures on film for posterity.
And? How did that make them melt?
I think perhaps I was so intent on getting the perfect photographs that I might have tripped over the power cord without noticing.
My mistake. Are you sure?
I didn't notice at the time, but, well, how could I be so careless as to cause the loss of his final masterpieces?
Seems a little too convenient to me.
I'm not sure I believe it.
But I'm not in a position to refute it either.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to cause any trouble.
Please, don't worry about it.
The important thing is that you told us the truth.
What he said.
No hard feelings, Miss Bound.
Thank you. Mr. Edgeworth, picture's yours. Hope it helps.
Hi, Von Karma. This is so weird. We finally got into the part of Case 3 where I picked it up after 6 months of not playing it. In the last time I streamed Ace Attorney Investigations 2, like 2 years ago. We finally got into the part where I like started and did not know what the fuck was going on because it's been 6 months. It was 6 months since I last played. It's crazy. We got to like the halfway point. That's so wild to me. God damn. Alright. Crazy. This is so weird too, because that means I could watch my VOD and this VOD at the same time. And because I've played it twice, you know? That is so weird. Okay. It's not bad, it's just odd. It's weird to think about. I don't feel like we should be at the halfway point at this point. But we are, so. How did I voice you? Oh god.
Are you infernal nuisances still here? You don't know when to give up. Linger for as long as you'd like. The answer is still the same. You are not a part of this investigation. Whether we're a part of it or not, we'll uncover the truth nonetheless. It seems you don't know when to shut up either, but I commend you on your stubbornness.
Thank you for the follow, Flowchart. Welcome in. How are you doing? Welcome in. We are here for some Von Karma. Manfred has grudging respect for Gregory, yeah. Gregory, oh god, I can't English, clearly. Rhymes with Richard. Flitchard. Richard. Got it. Welcome in. This is not my first time playing Ace Attorney Investigations 2. We are playing the remastered version, and it's been a blast so far. But yes, I have played this twice before. It's been 2 years though, so it's been quite a bit. But I'm having fun, so that's what matters. Miss Von Karma, I love how Von Karma isn't quite as evil as we recall him being. Yeah, true. I'm afraid I'm the one responsible for Mr. Frost's work melting.
What? What is the meaning of this?
I'm so sorry, and to you, Mr. Gusto.
No concern of mine. I forgot how I voiced you the last time I talked to you, but we'll pretend that it's gonna be something like this. I didn't do anything, and Mr. Von Karma agrees. Nothing at all, Mr. Gusto. You went into Mr. Frost's room, didn't you? Perhaps you could tell us why. Sure, I was... Silence! You are not to give the attorney even the tiniest shred of information. Judy Bounds, you're coming with me.
Gusto should be Swedish? Oh, interesting. That's an interesting headcanon.
I have reason to believe that you are an accomplice of this accused, Simpson Tangaroa.
No,
I will be interrogating you personally, so you had better get us your story in order.
I understand.
Wait, please, I'm not done questioning her myself. And you think I care because... Ugh. Bad, Gusto, and you, Scone. I had questions for all of you. and I expect answers. Fine by me. Oh, you can at least ask nicely, Mannykins. Uh-oh. He took literally everyone with him. Indeed. Well, I suppose that means there's little point for us hanging around either. Perhaps it's time we got going anyway. It's rather late. I hope the snow has let up. You're right. Home time. Guess my stomach's in agreement, too. Alright, let's go grab a burger. Before my own stomach starts grumbling, too. Oh, you got the burger together. Sounds good to me. Let's eat up and rest up. We'll need to be fighting fit for tomorrow. We will indeed. And our first port of call will be Mr. Tongaroa. They're so cute. To be continued. Whoa! Let's continue. I think it's really funny that we spent 45 minutes on the first part of this investigation, and only like an hour later we were done another part of this investigation. We spent so long in that first testimony. That first testimony was like 20 minutes long. It was absolutely just horrible. God. Anyway. Hey, it's Miss Bound. Oh, Mr. Fender. Mr. Edgeworth? So sorry about what happened yesterday. She looks rather tired. Has Mr. Von Karma finished interrogating you? Yes, though he really only seemed interested in how I melted these sculptures. Are you here to see Mr. Tongaroa too? Yes, I'm terribly worried for him. Hi, Bad. Detective Bad, what are you doing back there? Oh, just happened to be here. I'll be heading back to the scene soon. Not sure that anyone happens to be at the detention center, but okay. Good morning. Mr. Tongaroa, what happened to you? Oh no! Samson, what did they do to you? They didn't seem to want to let me sleep. I had no idea interrogations could be so involved. Sorry if I seem a little distracted. I think I'm a little... tired. They're not letting you sleep. That's not police work, that's torture. What's going on here, Detective Bad? I'm not the one doing the interviewing. It's the guy they put on the case before me. I like Von Karma's methods about as much as you do, which is why I'm doing what I can help. What I can to help. It's Detective Bad who got me out of there. I'd still be in that interrogation room right now, if it weren't for him. Detective Bad, you're a homie. We love you, Bad. Detective Bad really is trying to look out for Mr. Tongaroa in his own way, it seems. Alright, Eddie. Let's share yesterday's findings with Mr. Tongaroa. You got it, Mr. E. My notepad's at the ready. Mr. Tongaroa, we found out quite a bit, if you'd like to hear it. Of course, Thank you. Are you alright, Mr. Tongaroa? You seem kind of spaced out. I'm fine, I just think my blood sugar might be running a little low. Samson, do you have anything that might give him a little energy boost? Yeah, let's give him the caramels. Oh, gosh. Huh? Is that chocolate for me? Oh, those are the chocolates I wish I could just give them to you, Mr. Tongaroa. The rules here don't exactly allow me to do so. Oh, that's a shame. But rules are rules, I suppose. There must be some way we can hand them to him. Detective Bad is noting the meaningful looks in his direction. Let me take a look at them. If they seem legit, I might consider passing them to the suspects. Thank you, Detective Bad. My hero! I'm so touched. Thank you, Detective. Yeah, whatever. Just sit tight. Oh, this is so cute. Here. You don't know how much this means to me. Yeah, get it down, will ya? For both our sakes. Of course, Detective. I wouldn't wish to put your livelihood at risk. Yeah, sample these streets. Detective, I apologize for putting you in a tight spot. I didn't do it for you. It was my call. So you're not such a bad guy after all. But oh, the sweetness. I feel like a man reborn. Uh-huh. Were they your handiwork, Judy? Yes. How were they? Oh my god. Oh, cute. Da-da-da-da. Chocolate that'll comfort and soothe. Ear to ear. Head to toe. Smile and savor. The taste as it flows. Delicious. Not exactly beautiful, but they're sweet and oh so flavorful. Thank you, Judy. I'm so glad you like them. Oh, this is sweet. And I'm glad you're back to your old self. My apologies, friends. The food they served here is just so flavorless. Between that and the lack of sleep, I was about ready to collapse for sheer despair. Wow, is the food here really that bad? Just the usual, french fries, ham sandwich, stuff like that. Yes, and yet I couldn't taste a thing. Huh? Wow, that's a little suspicious, am I right or am I right? Anyway, I'm heading back to the scene. Before you go, Detective, do you have any new information to share? Oh yeah, you were right about the victim's identity. Frost worked as a sculptor in France, where he was known as Paul Halik. Hardy Frost was Paul Halik? I never would have imagined. Or Mr. Halik. So the famous French sculptor wasn't a Frenchman after all, huh? This all would certainly explain why Mr. Halik was such a recluse and refused to show his face in public. He was busy working on his greatest masterpiece, apparently. Bunch of zodiac statues. Guess he'll never finish them now. Never finished his greatest masterpiece? Nah, seems he was making statues for each season. What he never got around to, the winter constellations. The winter constellations? You mean Taurus and Gemini? So the two he made out of ice would have completed the set. Yeah, now they're nothing but puddles. What a bummer. I'm so sorry! Oh no, Miss Bound, I'm not blaming you. One last thing. Seems he had himself a bit of spending habit when it came to his work. That's not my voice. I'm gonna pretend that was Bad's voice that I just said there. Uh-oh. Every statue cost him millions to make. Which means he was always strapped for cash. We're checking to see if there's any chance someone called in a debt. I guess not even famous artists are safe from money problems. Do you have any idea why he entered the confectionery contest? None. Guy didn't even tell his family. I see. Alright, I really gotta get going. I'll go fetch another guard, but I can't be hanging around here any longer. Understood, Detective. We'll see you again shortly. Bye! Bye, Dad. We'll miss you. He's a good man. He certainly is. And an uncompromising one. Somebody who can be trusted to stand up for what he believes in. Uh-huh, yeah, you would say that. And to scare the pants off of anyone he meets. Heh, now you're gonna tell me what you learned yesterday. Of course, allow me to give you a full report. Thank you for that, and allow me to apologize on Judy's behalf. I'm so sorry! It's fine, Mr. Tomarella. As I told her yesterday, the important thing is that we learn the truth in the end. Now, would you mind if I ask you a question or two? By all means, I'll gladly share all I can. What can you tell me about the contestants who took the part in the final round of the contest? Let's see. There was Miss Scone. I loved her design concept. Unfortunately, her entry was a violation of the rules, so I had to disqualify her. Mr. Gusta's creations were a perfect balance of flavor and design, at least up until the semifinal. But disappointingly, his entry for the final was subpar on both counts. And there was actually something a little unusual about his entry for the semifinal as well. Which was... it tasted identical to Mr. Frost. It may have looked different, but I could have sworn I was eating the same thing. Huh? What exactly did his work look like? Oh, there should be a photograph back at my mansion. I'll show it to you later, Mr. Edgeworth. Much appreciated, Miss Mound. That's good, because I don't remember what his work looked like at all. I remember what, Scones looked like, and I know what Frost looked like. Unless if I'm misremembering. I could be misremembering. Mr. Frost's entry for the finals. That was truly sublime. Huh? So you were able to finish dodging it? Even though his body had been discovered in the meantime. Yes, I wasn't aware of what had happened until after I completed my assessment. Mr. Frost wasn't in the room when I visited, so I took the liberty of sampling a bit. Part of the lyre, I believe. Never tasting anything like it. It was like a dream. I was so moved that I burst into song. I'm sorry, but are you saying the lyre tasted good? I'd like to hear more about that if you don't mind. Yeah, because it was supposed to be salty. Very salty. You're quite sure it was the lyre you tasted when you sampled Mr. Frost's work? I'm certain of it. It was a part of the Gemini statue, which was the only sculpture in that display case. Mr. Tamarilla, would you mind taking a look at this photograph for me? So the part you tried was the lyre. The one shown here without any strings. Oh, there were strings originally. That was the part I ate. So the strings were missing because Mr. Tangaroa ate them all. And he enjoyed them? Miss Scone said she also ate a part of the lyre as well. She said it was far too salty for her to finish. Then it's true. The truth is, I've suspected for a while that there might be something wrong with my sense of taste. Something wrong? How so exactly? There's a taste disorder characterized by an inability to detect salty flavors. And I suspect I've been suffering from it. I eat so many sweet foods on a daily basis that it took a while for me to even notice. But there's no denying it now. That would explain why the food here seems so bland to him. What? But your taste buds are your livelihood! Then if there were some long-term treatment option, I highly doubt a total cure for your condition exists. Nevertheless, you should put a request to the police for a proper evaluation. That will be necessary. I have a recipe for the cure back in my mansion. You do? I do. Take a look for it yourself if you'd like. Samson! You can't show that recipe to just anybody. Judy, Mr. Edgeworth is hardly just anybody. He's my attorney, and I have no secrets from him. Yes, you're right, of course. If that's what you wish. What on earth is the secret recipe for the miracle cure that they've been hiding? Well, I suppose we should be getting back. Alright, we'll be right behind you. Judy. Yes, Samson? There's more to life than just me. Ah! Screaming, crying, screaming. Please, Judy, think about the life you want to live. Because I won't always be around. Don't say that. Without you, I don't have a life to live. So I'll be waiting right here at the mansion till you come home. I can't get over her name being Judy Bound in this version. Duty Bound. It's so good. Oh, I love her. Now, if you'll excuse me. Ah! Wait, Miss Bound. Judy. Judy Bound is such a good name for her. Wow, she seemed really upset. Thought I saw tears in her eyes. I can't even say all that to her. Because I worry about her. She can't keep putting on my needs ahead of her own. What do you mean? The Holly collection, the candy making, it's all because she thinks these things will make me happy. She never thinks about what she wants, what she likes. I just want her to be her own person and choose her own destiny. Last thing I want for her is to miss out on all that life it has to offer because of me.
I guess that makes sense. Oh, go. Really does see her as his own child. What parent wouldn't want their child to walk in their own path? Oh, don't say that, Gregory. That's not something you say in your situation. Oh, I know exactly how he feels in this moment. Oh, don't. Ah! This case is so sickening. It is also so good. God. Agony. Oh. The parallels. The parallels. Whatever. Oh my god. I think I've asked of you everything I can for now, Mr. Tonkaroa. We should be getting back to the scene of the crime. Oh, you're leaving? I see. I suppose I'll be going back to the interrogation room for another session. Ah, yes. We'll have to do something about that. You speak to the police for me? That too. I'll be putting something else in place as well. An ace up our sleeve for when time comes. I look forward to learning more. Counting on you, Mr. Edgeworth. We'll be back to brief you, Mr. Tongaroa, every day. And Judy, too. Thank you, Eddie. I'll be looking forward to it. Mr. Tongaroa, your interrogator will do everything in his power to extract a confession from you. I hate to see an innocent man suffer like this. Oh, Gregory. Gregory, you're too good. But please, you have to do everything you can to hold out. If you can't, Mr. Von Karma will use that confession against you for as long as this case lasts. And will make that much harder for me to save you. I understand, and I'll try. I won't give up until you're out of there, Mr. Tongaroa. You have my word on that. Oh, but he's gonna die. Sickening. Hi, Bad, what's up? Oh no, I have to voice some more. Oh god. Detective Bat, thank you for what you did earlier. Yeah, thanks a ton. What are you talking about? Huh. So you need to be shy about it. Never mind that now. I'm guessing you two are back here, looking to investigate some more. We are indeed. We'll need something solid if we're going to save Mr. Tongaroa. Well, I hate to break it to you, but apart from this room, the whole place is on lockdown. What? But we need to see the other rooms! This is Mr. Von Karma's doing, I presume. Who else? Haven't seen the autopsy report yet either. I's probably got a hand in that too. I don't expect to speak with anybody, except us cops and Miss Bound. Everybody else is gone, and I doubt Von Karma will be handing out phone numbers. This is all just a game to him? Ha! Funny joke. It's a game theory. Sorry. Why does he have to go so far? What's your plan of action, Detective? Same as before. Do what I can to help you uncover the truth, like I promised. You have my gratitude. Just you wait, Mr. Von Karma. We're gonna beat you in your bag of dirty tricks. But that's the thing, you're not gonna win. Uh-oh. Foreshadowing. Detective, may we conduct a brief investigation of this area? Sure, but like I said, everywhere else is off bounds. You won't be seeing much of those rooms again. His voice is like slowly becoming a Lang voice. Which, I don't know how I feel about that, but you know what, we're just gonna go with it. It's not like Lang shows up much in this game, so like... yeah. That's fine. As long as there's at least some way of continuing our investigation, we'll make do. I'm gonna sip some water. Woo! Let's go! Alright. Oh, look at this. Oh, I'm so happy to be able to investigate this room. Oh, hello, Judy. I'm gonna ignore you for now. Let's look at everything else. Seems these instruments are used in Mr. Tongaroa's and
Miss Bound's TV show, Bake and Bob. There's some of the few things here that aren't made of candy. Is it just me, or does the detective seem a little disappointed? Oh, that. He's a little sad. He's a little sopping wet cat. Oh, okay. We've already seen that. He's a little sopping wet cat moment. He uses his drum set here to decorate the look as if it was made out of cakes. They must play it on Bake and Pop. Detective, about these drums. We already checked. There's nothing inside any of them. And no sign of anything having been put inside or taken out either. They're not relevant to the case. You've already done your homework, I see. Made like lollipops a little too much. But I'm no sucker. Uh-huh, yeah, sure. Okay, whatever you say, sir. Santa Claus statue. This is made of candy, too. That door leads to Tangaroa's room. So, yeah. Could be made the thing, too. Speaking of Santa, that reminds me I still have a present for Miles. Screaming! He wanted an attorney's badge. Aww. That's really cute. I wonder if Mr. Tangaroa would make one out of candy for me if I asked. Oh, that's really cute. Oh, no. God, okay, whatever. It's fine. Everything's normal and okay, and everything's great. God. That's the door to Duster's room. That's not my voice, but we'll pretend it is. I guess the candy reindeer is meant to show this way. Big antlers like that must be a bull. I think not. Male reindeer shed their antlers in the winter. Therefore, this must be a female. Thanks, Mr. Trivia. Attorneys. They don't teach you about reindeer in law school, detective. This is quite the trophy. Awarded to Tangaroa. First place International Confectionaires Association Annual Spectacular. It's made of candy. I guess it wasn't meant to last forever. Makes sense. Prizes, fame, none of it lasts forever, right? I doubt it's anything quite that deep. These trophies all belong to Mr. Tangaroa. But they're not all for confectionery contests. Some appear to be for charity work. Testament to both his character and his professional achievements. What's this one here? Recognition of Bacon Bob's long-standing achievement in making children's dreams come true. That's so sweet. This got me wanting to watch it. Oh, that's really cute. Okay, it's fine. Everything's normal. Everything's great. Everything's great and hunky-dory. I didn't mean to press that. Why is it that every single time I stream, my nose starts itching so aggressively? Why is it only this time when my nose starts itching? I swear to God, I am dying here. Ugh. Scone's room is through there. It's marked by a snowman. A candy snowman by the look of it. Oh yeah? Well, I'll be. He's really sizing it up. He's thinking of making that into his next lollipop, is he? Oh my god. It's a Christmas tree made from candy. These candy statues have everybody on edge. If that's getting here, that's our seed ruin. Yes, it would be pretty disastrous, I suppose. It would be. Okay, we've talked about that. What else do we have here? There's a lyre here, and some maracas designed to look like ice cream cones. I love that. They're so well made, it's hard to tell which is candy and which's not by just looking. I'd reach out to touch them, but then I'd be disturbing the crime scene. Hands off! I already checked them out. They're real. Check them out how exactly? Did you manhandle vital evidence, detective? I didn't touch them. Not with my hands, at least. Did he? Never mind. I don't want to picture it. What did you do, Bad? What did you do, buddy? The sign shows which artist's works on display in which room. From left to right, Mr. Tangaroa, Mr. Gusto, Miss Scode, and Mr. Frost. Incidentally, this sign is also made from candy. What are they going to do with all this candy? Was somebody going to eat it when the contest is over? No, it's just going to stay there.
or get thrown out. I mean, I guess someone could eat it. Like, you know, it would be better if somebody ate it than not. Statues on the fountain depict cherubs enjoying some chocolate fondue. All Leek's work, apparently. Gotta hand it to him. They look so real. Detective, are you saying you have personally seen cherubs before? Attorneys, always poking holes in people's words. What? Did I do something wrong? Oh, I love them. Where does this elevator go? The second floor. Tangaroa and Bao live up there. Sounds like they live a pretty charmed life. Tea parties, candy making, that kind of thing. They even have a garden. Must be nice on a sunny day. That does sound nice. Perhaps they'll invite us when all this is over. You'll come, won't you, detective? But he won't, because he's dead! Whatever, at least bad can go. Sickening. This is so sickening. Don't get ahead of yourself now. I'm not in a habit of palling around with attorneys. Uh-huh, yeah, sure. You say that. You say that, sir. Okay, alrighty, let's talk to this guy. Authorized personnel only beyond this point, I'm afraid. Meaning what? I'm not authorized. Sorry, sir. No authorized personnel either. So nobody's allowed in. Let me guess. Von Karma's orders. Guy's really starting to grind my gears. Did you say the same thing? Oh, you do say the same thing. Good to know. Okay. Yeah, they all say the same thing. Alright, I'm gonna talk to this guy that's standing right there. Or are you not gonna say anything right now? Oh, he is. Okay, there we go. Excuse me, may I ask what you're investigating? Sir, I'm analyzing the fountain water to see what might be in it, sir. And what did you find? Chocolate and what looks like kind of flavoring and colorings used in frozen desserts, sir. The composition of the chocolate seems to be the same as that of Mr. Tangaroa's work. The flavorings and colorings match the profile of those used in Mr. Frost's ice sculptures. Those little rivers flow from all four artists' rooms right into this fountain. I guess that's how the stuff from the melted sculptures wound up in there. That's not all, sir. We also found blood. What? Why is there blood in the water? Back to our investigation of the murder scene, detective. Take another look at the scene in front of us, detective. A very conspicuous clue of blood that should be here is clearly missing. You're right. Don't remember anyone mentioning they removed the blood along with the body. The victim's blood was mysteriously absent, as was the part of the chocolate chest it had pooled on. I believe that the blood probably belonged to... Clearly, the victim. The victim, huh? I'll have the guy compare it. The blood on the murder weapon. Gasp! It worked! Wow, that's so crazy! To match, the blood of the fountain is Frost's. Why would somebody want to send the blood downstream and into the fountain like this? Moment of your time, Eddie. Sure thing, Mr. E. What's up? Do you have any thoughts on the case? Oh, you bet I do! Mr. Tangaroa's amazing display being used to store the body. Miss Scone's beautiful dreamscapes being used to store the murder weapon. We're really seeing some beautiful things being used for ugly purposes on this case, huh? Oh, that's a spelling error. They put all the spelling errors in case 3, clearly. I suppose we are. It's like, you know the case 3 curse? This case is fantastic. But they had to curse it just a little bit by adding little spelling mistakes. That's the only thing that's wrong about it. It's just a little spelling mistakes. Of course, I think this case is great. I don't think it deals with the case 3 curse, I say in quotes. But still, I just think it's funny. To make things worse, Miss Bouncy's super down. When I asked if you had any thoughts on the case, I was thinking about more useful insights. Oh, sorry, Mr. E. Did I do something wrong? I worry about you sometimes, Eddie. You want to see my badge?
Realist attorney badge! I'll have one of my own someday, just you wait and see. Well, just remember that the scales represent justice and fairness. It's not enough to simply wear the badge. Your job is to prove yourself worthy of wearing it. Yes, sir! I should make sure to set a worthy example. Oh, they're cute. How are you liking your first crime scene investigation, Eddie? Oh, it's great! I've been taking notes about everything, and I'm learning so much. So happy you let me tag along, Mr. Edgeworth. So you want to be an attorney, huh? You bet I do. I'd give anything to be a hero of justice, to help the helpless and fight for what's right. The first time I saw Mr. E do his thing in court, I knew I found my calling. You know, cops look out for people too. Sure, but I want to be an attorney. Well, good luck to you. I feel like Detective Bad might be pining for an apprentice of his own. Oh. I see. Well, hello, Judy. Talk to me. Miss Bound. Here to continue our investigation. That I did not mean to be behind her when talking to her. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm so sorry about earlier. She's still looking kind of down in the dumps, Mr. E. She must have been greatly taken aback by what Mr. Tangaroa had to say. I found the photograph of the semi-final entries for you. Here, it's all yours. Oh, shit! Right. I remember this photo. Wow, Miss Scone... English. Wow, Miss Scone sure knows English. Wow, Miss Scone sure knows how to make a cute cake. Yes, Samson loved her design for that one. And he loved the designs and flavors of Mr. Gusto, Mr. Frost's entries too. The only problem was, as Samson mentioned earlier, they tasted exactly the same. However, their respective entries for the final tasted nothing alike, it seems. Was there anything else of note that changed between the semi-final and the final? Nothing major, but I guess there was one thing. Mr. Gusto's son was always here with him throughout the contest. He was nowhere to be seen during the final.
Wonder who that is.
Sorry.
Sorry. Why would his son come and hang out at a contest venue in all places? Wow, I wonder. You're sure you're happy for us to keep a hold of this?
Of course. I hope it helps you with your investigation. Oh, I also have the book containing the recipe for the cure Samson mentioned.
You've seen this book before. It was in the chocolate frig in Mr. Tangaroa's room.
That's right. He put it on display there so everyone could see the grand prize.
What? The cure is in the ultimate cookbook?
So it's not a book of dessert recipes, I take it. Oh no, we told the contestants, of course.
I guess nobody told you yet. The contestants all knew what the ultimate cookbook was this whole time.
Alright.
I'd like to hear more about the cookbook if you don't mind, Miss Bound. So if I understand correctly, the ultimate cookbook is actually a collection of recipes for just different medicines.
Exactly, or rather totally new medicines that haven't been made in the market yet, to be precise. To the right buyer, a pharmaceutical company, for example, it would be worth a fortune.
But why make that the grand prize in a confectionery contest?
Mr. Tangaroa is the sole heir to the Tangaroa family fortune. Perhaps you've heard of the Tangaroa Group.
The Tangaroa Group? Yeah, I think I've heard of them somewhere before. It's a major pharmaceutical corporation. Sells all kind of pills and poisons.
Oh yeah, the new Cold Killer Pro.
A very funny Ace Attorney 3 joke has been making some real waves since it was on sale. I always reach for a cold killer when I'm feeling under the weather. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. Which is never as far as I've seen.
I'd like to hear more about the Tangaroa Group if you don't mind.
Do you want to see my badge?
That's an interesting badge, Mr. Edgeworth. Does it mean something?
Yes, it means that I'm an attorney. It is for easy identification purposes that I wear it.
I see. I guess that might be quite useful. Perhaps there should be a confectioner's badge, too. Or a murderer's badge. I'm sure that would save you a lot of trouble.
Well, they don't get badges, but they do get bracelets. This is true, they do get bracelets. So did Mr. Tangaroa not want to take over from his parents and go back to the family business? Best views on streamboo.com? I'm gonna ban you. Get out of here. You little shit. Anyway. No, he preferred the idea of making people's lives better through the power of confectionery. And his parents supported him through his quest to become the best in the world. Then when they passed away, he inherited the cookbook. But why would he make such a valuable heirloom a mere contest prize? He's been helped by so many people looking to make that book their own. He was tired of it. It would have been an insult to his parents' memory to simply give it away. So he decided to find somebody he felt was worthy of it. I bet the board of directors loved that. Handing over the fruits of all their expensive research to somebody else. They hated the idea, of course, which is why Delicia entered the contest. The Tangaroa group wanted her to win the book back for them. So you knew she was a pharmacist all along. Yes, and not only that, I told her how to appeal to Samson's taste. I tried to help her win. But why? I wanted to protect Samson. By protecting the Tangaroa group. If that cookbook fell into another company's hands, the board would never forgive him. So I wanted to find a way to keep him with the company, but in a way that Samson couldn't object to. Well, that's how Miss Scone managed to make it so far in the contest she had no business taking part in. But Miss Scone wasn't the only one pretending, was she? Mr. Frost wasn't really a confectioner either. But he still made it all the way to the final, just like she did. Not bad. Yes, it's unbelievable, isn't it? Such a talented sculptor, and a gifted career crafter of desserts too. Gifted indeed, judging by the standard of his work in the final. But how did one man produce pieces of that size and quality in such a short period of time? I'm not sure if I have much more to tell you. But if there seems to be anything else I can help you with, I'd be happy to, of course. She's certainly very keen to ensure that she does all she can for Mr. Tangaroa. I would certainly use a cup of tea you made us yesterday, if you wouldn't mind. I think that might help move the investigation along nicely. Oh, I'll have some too! Your tea's to die for, Miss Bound. Well, how could I possibly refuse? I'll bring it right out. You know, I think that cheered her up a little. There we go. Yeah, it's like investigation complete, right? We've learned a little more about the contest participants. But there's still one question involving Mr. Gusto, which we'll never get an answer. Nothing at all, Mr. Gusto. You went into Mr. Frost's room, didn't you? Perhaps you could tell us why. Sure, I was. Silence! You are not to give the you already said this already. We heard that earlier. What was he doing in Mr. Frost's room? Do people actually buy viewers? Listen, there's probably some people that do, but it's usually caught as spam, if I remember correctly. There's ways to boost it, but it's not allowed, really. And also not a good idea. And that's not all. I also have questions about the work he submitted for the semi-files. A confectioner who admits to lacking design sense and a sculpture with it in spades. Mr. Gusto could not have hoped to win such a high-level contest by himself. Which is why I'm beginning to wonder if there was some sort of connection between him and Mr. Frost. Yeah. Detective, I need to ask Mr. Gusto a few questions. The story doesn't seem to quite add up for me. Me neither. I need to figure out how to get in touch with him. Oh, do you now? Oh? Oh, hi, Von Karma. Ooh, he mad. Good luck with that, because I have no intention of allowing it. Mr. Von Karma, I'm already in the midst of my own investigation into Gusto, so there's no need for the likes of you to pester him with the same questions again. Tisk. I will, however, be happy to answer any questions you may have. He seems dead set on preventing me talking to Mr. Gusto, in which case. Fine, then allow me to take you up on your offer. Very well. What is it? I'd like you to tell me about the connection between Mr. Gusto and Mr. Frost. Uh-oh. Oh, the background looks so cool.
The connection between Gusto and Frost. It was simply a matter of coincidence. They both happened to be taking part in the same contest. And that's all. That's all I have to say to you. That is the shortest testimony ever. What? But that doesn't help us at all. We'll still have to confront him with evidence if we want to draw the truth out of him. And it's imperative that we do. He's clearly hiding something. The connection between Gusto and Frost. Press.
Hold it.
Yes, there must have been a connection of some kind. And if you would cease your baseless interruptions, I will happily tell you what it is. If this was all a courtroom, I would have had you removed for contempt. What is that, solely the judge's purview? Yeah, a Judge Von Karma will probably have dancing to his tune. What? Even judges are scared of him? It wouldn't be an easy trial, that's for sure. Please, Mr. Von Karma, continue. It's a matter of coincidence. They both happen to be taking part in the same contest.
Hold it.
Granted, it may have simply been a coincidence that they both entered the same competition. That doesn't rule out the connection of some other kind between the two of them.
Objection.
I do hate to repeat myself, but if you do not have any pertinent evidence, then kindly keep your mouth shut. Guess I'll do just as he says, for now. At least until I find the evidence that proves Mr. Gusto and Mr. Frost's connection. Still, the look in your eyes speaks volumes. Well, go on then. What are you trying to say? Make up your mind, will you? Should I keep my mouth shut or not? Seems Mr. Von Karma is keen to keeping us away from the truth. Which means the truth must be inconvenient to him somehow, right? Mr. Gusto and Mr. Frost had something in common. I just need to present the thing they shared to Mr. Von Karma. I'm gonna save. Even though I do know what the answer is, I'm gonna save anyway. Yeah, it's been like an hour since we last saved. I think it's a good idea.
Objection.
Really? 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 Could have sworn it would have been that. I'm gonna present it on the second one.
Objection.
Oh, it is the second one. Okay. I was like, that's definitely that piece of evidence. It's just, which one is it? I wonder if you could look at the two confections in the foreground for me, Mr. Von Karma. They were made for the contest semifinals. Both are quite exquisitely crafted, wouldn't you agree? Get to the point. As the nameplate suggests, these were Mr. Gusto's and Mr. Frost's entries. Mr. Gusto's told us the confectionery design was far from his strong suit. Yet, his work in the picture is just as good as Mr. Frost's. Exactly as good, in fact. We learned from another witness that the two entries also tasted the same.
Objection.
What are you suggesting? Suggesting that they were helping each other out. Let's take a closer look, shall we? On the first glance, the two may appear to be superficially different. It seems to become apparent that there are significant similarities about how they were put together. They are made of the same ingredients, taste the same, they share similar design aesthetics. Picture is proof positive that the two were working together. I'm sorry. If you figured out that much, I suppose there's little point in denying it. Mr. Von Karma knew that all along they were cooperating. But I'll warn you, none of what you're about to hear will be to your advantage. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. Let me confirm what you seem so desperately prove. Gusto and Frost were indeed working together. Gusto spelled out the details of his relationship to Frost during his questioning. evening last night. It seems they were helping one another right up until the day before the final. Oh. So, you knew that the two of them are cooperating. Mr. Von Karma, why are you trying to bury the truth?
Objection!
Please, enough of this petty slander. I merely wanted to avoid you poking your nose around before I could provide proper context in court. It simply slipped my mind to explain to you. It doesn't explain why he's being so slippery with the facts, though. I need to figure out what he's hiding. I can't let things end like this.
Hold it!
So you did know that there was a connection between the two. Why are you trying to hide it? Tisk, tisk, tisk. I don't just hand out information like candy, and I certainly not to the defense. Not like that lollipop nursing fool of a detective over there. You do things your way, and I'll do them mine. And you wonder why I refuse to share information with a traitor like you. God, I love the revamp music. It's so good. Last night, after Mr. Frost's work melted, correct? Yes, I interviewed Gusto personally. Sheesh, a one-on-one with Mr. Von Karma. That must have been terrifying. I imagine Mr. Gusto probably meditated his way through the difficult parts. Meditated his way through the difficult parts. He most certainly did not, every time he closed his eyes. I brought him back with an almighty snap. No one dares plead the fifth with me. Didn't even work on him. And that is how I was able to perfectly learn every last detail of Gusto's and Frost's relationship. Seems they were helping one another right up until the day before the final.
Hold it!
But why were they cooperating? Gusto's sense of design is subpar, and Frost was an amateur confectioner at best. Neither of them stood a chance of making it through the contest alone. So what was their endgame? Why cooperate only until the day before the finals? Gusto's claimed to have ended the scheme. Allegedly, he wanted to win the final on his own merits. His one and only goal was to be crowned the world's best confectioner. His pride would not allow him to do so without the help of another. Cheaters can only ever win hollow victories, I guess. I was under the impression that their collaboration only lasted through the semifinals, but I'm starting to think it might have lasted up until the final itself. Mr. Von Karma, I'd like to ask you some more about how long they worked together for, if you don't mind. You must. Okay.
Hold it!
You really believe that they were cooperating up until the day before the final, or did they simply stopped? Seems a little strange to me, wouldn't you agree?
Objection!
I have told you the truth. Whether or not you find it strange or not is none of my concern. He was concerned enough to try to hide it from me only a few minutes ago, though. Which means there must have been a reason for that. Based on Mr. Tangaroa's assessment, it sounds as if Mr. Frost's entry for the final was the clear winner. Which means he should have still been working with Mr. Gusto, right? That's precisely what I was thinking. I must have had some evidence that proves they were cooperating right before the finals. Through the finals. Do we have evidence? I mean, I guess we do. Wow. It sure melted. Damn. Okay. It must be the evidence I think it is, because that's the only one that talks about both of them. The one that's about the liar being salty, potentially.
Objection!
Yeah. They weren't working together during the finals. I find that a little hard to believe. Miss Scone is on the record for having described Mr. Frost's creations as scrumptious. And while he was certainly skilled, I doubt even he would be a world-class confectioner overnight. Seems far more likely that he and Mr. Gusto were still cooperating in the finals.
Objection!
How many times must I explain this to you? Assertions require proof, and one person's entirely subjective statement is not a proof of anything. Besides, even amateurs can occasionally make delicious food. Perhaps Frost was simply lucky. My wife, for example, is an amateur whose cooking puts first-class chefs to shame. He may be an asshole, but he's a wife guy. How is that not an entirely subjective statement? Furthermore, you're ignoring another crucial part of the pharmacist's testimony, namely that she also describes some of Frost's work as being unbearably salty. In other words, your evidence actually shows that Frost failed to produce the perfect confectionery. Gurk. Tisk, tisk, tisk. No more objections, I take it. There must be some way I can prove that Gusto and Frost are still collaborating. Mr. E, something that's been on my mind. Yes? What is it, Eddie? Mr. Frost's entry for the finals. Wouldn't it have taken a while to make? I would imagine so. Making flavored water, freezing it all, and then carving 2 whole sculptures. Could he really have done that and help Mr. Gusto with his work? So true, bestie. If it was me, I would barely have gotten as far as setting the flavored water up to the freeze part. I just can't see how Mr. Frost could have pulled it off. Perhaps there's some lawyerly instinct in you after all, Eddie. Your ponderings surely point to another possibility. And he's right. Mr. Frost would have needed to freeze his own large blocks of flavored ice to create his art. And there wouldn't have been time to do that during the contest itself. So what must Mr. Frost have done in order to finish his flavored ice entry within the time limit? Make the ice a day before the final? He must have made the flavored ice the day before. Then all he would have had to do is sculpt it. What are you muttering about now? Oh, I'm sorry. I just realized something, that's all. I realize that you're correct. What? Mr. E, I hope you know what you're doing. Oh, accepting defeat at last, are we? The only thing I'm accepting is that perhaps one of the things you said was true. They were helping one another right up until the day of the final. Just as you said, the day before the final really did mark the day of their end of the collaboration. Oh, well, yeah, Pursuit. Let's go. Mr. Frost's entry was carved entirely with blocks of flavored ice. Ice which would have needed at least a day to freeze. And those flavors would have therefore had already been prepared by Mr. Gusto. Yes, which lines up perfectly with what Gusto told me, that he helped Frost until the day before the final. In that case, why did Mr. Frost recuperate and help reciprocate? Oh god, English. And help Mr. Gusto in return? I can hardly be expected to read the minds of the dead.
Objection!
Oh, it's such a weird objection. I don't know how I feel about it. Perhaps not, but I imagine Mr. Gusto could tell us. So why don't you let me speak with him? Or do you still insist your interrogation was as thorough as you claim? How? How dare you call my methods into question? It's not my intention. I just don't understand why you would obstruct a perfectly valid line of inquiry. Give me one good reason as to why you're keeping Mr. Gusto from me. One good reason? Certainly. This is the how and why Frost and Gusto's collaboration has absolutely no bearing on this case.
Objection!
How can you possibly say that with any certainty? If the relationship had broken down for some reason, that could very well have been the motive behind the murder.
Objection!
Could it indeed? Then why did Gusto himself tell me all about it? Why did the man you seem so keen on accusing share the details of the collaboration with the prosecution? Please tell me you have some proof to back up your preposterous suspicions this time. Mr. Gusto only acted suspiciously one time that we know of. And I imagine Mr. Von Karma is aware exactly what that suspicious action was. Which means it's probably a trap.
Well, tack up your tongue, or are you a holiday kind of mood? Are your eyes as cloudy as the English sky? What's the matter, right? God! I love Lena versus Ray. I love it so much. Whatever. Oh. But even if this is a trap, I can't back down now. Mr. Gus is stuck to Mr. Frost's room, and we still don't know why. The fact alone is a reason enough to suspect him. Tisk, tisk, tisk. If that's your only concern, then allow me to clear it up for you. I knew it. It was a trap. I was saving this for the trial, but consider it a taste of things to come. Plus, I'd hate for the proceedings to drag on because of your needless interjections. Here, take a look at this. Oh, it's a baby picture! Wow, look at them. Oh god, Isaac looks so awkward. The kids look so cute together, but the two guys, they look so awkward together. One sec, I want to look up what it looked like in the original version. I wonder if I could find that in the AA wiki. I wonder. I want to see how crunchy this looks like. Isaac Dover. Artie Frost. Isaac Dover. Tomato. Oh no, they updated it. I want to see how crunchy it looks though. Um, one sec. Let me see if I can find this in a different way. Why the hell? Okay. Um. Okay. All right. I wonder if I could find it on my old AAI2 VODs. Hopefully it won't be so hard to find, but given that we have the AAI2 VODs. Oh god, this is so long ago. Okay. Let me see. Oh my god. Okay. Let me see. Oh, crazy. Okay. Jesus. Okay. Um, we're getting so much farther than we did the first time I played this game. That is nuts how far we're getting. And then this is the... Okay. Prosecutor Von Karma, please continue your argument. Maybe puts there's no evidence. I'll be silent for now. Link between Dane and Gustavia. Oh god, this is so weird because it's like the version I'm looking at, it's different obviously because they translated it differently. Let me see. We're almost there. We're almost there. Um, okay, let me see. I was save scumming so much. Oh my god. You could see like the file load thing for the emulator. That's so funny. Okay. Uh well, let me see. There we go. Oh my god, it's so much more crunchy. Oh my god, it's so much more crunchy. Let me take a screenshot of this and then save it and put it on screen. God. That is so crunchy. Let me see if I could do this. Uh, okay. Yes, there we go. There we go. Look how crunchy this is. God, they really made this HD. Oh, interesting. They didn't even have the bear in the old version. Oh, they took the sign down for Parent Care Day? Why did they take that off? Fascinating. Oh, that's so interesting. They look so, like, less, like, hating each other in the old version, but that's just because the image is just so crunchy. Oh, interesting. Because they're HD, I'm sure that their thought process was they don't need this massive sign that says Parent Care Day on the side because it looks ugly as hell. And then so they made it on the building instead. Oh, interesting. Well, the more you know. Fascinating stuff. God, I want to look at like both of the versions at the same time. I think it would be so cool to play them at the same time. I think I've mentioned this in a previous VOD, but I just think that's cool. The art changes are interesting. Gusto and Frost and their sons. Cool shit. So cool. Oh wow. Gusto snuck into Frost's room in order to retrieve this photograph. But why? Seems your sons attended the same elementary school. Gusto was concerned the fact that Mr. Frost and his acquaintance might place him under undue suspicion. A concern that you have just proved was entirely well-founded. Nyerk. Nyerk. Gusto's actions make perfect sense, and you have given me no reason to believe otherwise. Nyerk. Uh-oh. Oh, Gregory. Oh, Gregory. He's never gonna let me talk to Mr. Gusto. Now, if you're quite done obscuring my investigation, I have things to be getting along with. Uh-oh. That smug, self-righteous jerk! I'll give him something to be getting on with. What do we do, Mr. E? Mr. Tongaro is finished and we can't figure something out. Things to be getting on with. What exactly could those things be? He has a body, a murder weapon, and a suspect in custody. The prosecution needs to pursue Mr. Tongaroa. Surely they have all that they need. So why is Mr. Von Karma still investigating the scene of the crime? Something on your mind, Mr. E? We're missing something. Something important. Mr. Von Karma has everything he needs to proceed with the prosecution of Mr. Tongaroa. And yet, he still doesn't seem entirely confident of his case. If he was, why refuse to share information with Detective Bat? Who else? Haven't seen the autopsy report yet either. Guy's probably got a hand in that too. Oh, he's gonna be using his logic! Oh, that's so cute. It's the Edward family tradition to use logic. In addition, we still haven't solved the mystery of what happened to the evidence that was missing. Take another look at the scene in front of us, Detective. Yada. I'm not listening to this. I'm not reading that out again, please. Thank you very much. You're right, don't remember anyone mentioning. They removed the blood along with the body. Wow, that's pretty sussy. It's crazy sus. Evidence that turned up not in Mr. Tongaroa's room, but in the most unusual place. Fountain. It's a match. The blood in the fountain is Frost. Right. So there was no traces of Mr. Frost's blood left in Mr. Tongaroa's room. Yet we have found some of the fountain instead. Why? He's thinking! He think-thonking! I like the new screen. I was a little suspicious, not little suspicious. I was a little nostalgic for the old screen because I really enjoyed the little two balls that kind of like came together and then like, you know, went a little circle. But I do like the new screen. I think it's very modern. I don't know. I'm not too against it. I think the original screen is really iconic, but I'm not I do like the puzzle pieces. I think it works well. Mr. Frost's blood went missing from the crime scene. And it's also a good way of having, you know, not the dual screen, you know, because it was on a dual screen before. But traces of it showed it up on the fountain. Why go to the trouble of removing the blood from the scene after the body had been discovered? And why only the blood? Surely the body would have also been in the way. Wait, could someone have moved the body aside to get to the blood? I'm also enjoying playing this on Switch because I feel like, right now I'm holding both controllers in one hand because this isn't really a game that I need to like actually use both controllers in two hands. It's really nice. I don't know. I like it. Um, so the body might have been moved aside, or even removed from the scene of the crime entirely. After all, as far as we know, there's still no autopsy report. We've learned plenty about the murder weapon and the suspect, but very little about the body itself. Our assumptions thus far have been the body had been recovered by the forensics team. But what if that assumption is false? What if Mr. Von Karma wouldn't show Detective Bad the autopsy report out of something other than spite? What if we've been thinking about this the wrong way around all along? But the question isn't why did Mr. Von Karma hold back information from the body? Did Mr. Von Karma even have information on the body in the first place? How did things look from that angle? Perhaps the body had been recovered by the police in order to carry out the autopsy. Perhaps it had already been removed and hidden away by the culprit before their arrival. Mr. E! We've both heard the rumors about Mr. Von Karma's questionable methods. Fabricating written statements, shady deals, forged evidence even. Sure, everybody's heard that stuff, but what's that got to do with us right now? I would never judge a person based on the rumors alone. With Mr. Von Karma, I've tried my best not to let my preconceptions color our interactions with him. Nonetheless, it appears he may indeed be willing to twist the truth to his own ends. Twist the truth? You mean he's been playing dirty? I fear he may have been, might have been, and still is. And I'm not about to let him get away with it. Kick his ass, Gregory. I'm returning to the prosecutor's office. Don't breathe a word about anything to that infernal attorney. Yes, sir.
Hold it.
Go, Gregory, get his ass. Actually, Gregory, don't do that. Gregory, you're gonna die for this. Gregory, it's not worth it. DL6 is gonna happen, it's gonna kick your ass, and it's gonna be very sad, okay? Listen. But yes, what is it now? I have a few questions, Mr. Von Karma, about a certain fact you've been keeping from us. Really? You need to call the methods of an officially sanctioned investigation into question yet again. I'm warning you, if you obstruct the police in their work any further, there will be consequences.
Objection!
It's not the police I have an issue with, Mr. Von Karma. It's you! What? Isn't it on the prosecutions to work out who the real culprit of the crime is? What foolishness is this? I have no intention of debating whether the prosecution's role is or is not with the likes of you. But let me make one thing clear. My job is to identify suspects and ensure that every last one of them is convicted at all costs. Believe me when I say I leave absolutely no room for doubt when I present my perfect, unassailable cases.
Objection!
And how far would you go for your perfect cases? Would you create facts out of the whole cloth, perhaps? Ha! I thought you had undone yourself already. But now you attempt to accuse me of fabricating evidence. I do. Because it is why you've done nothing but hinder Detective Bad from doing his job at every turn. He's sweating. What are you talking about? You didn't shut him out of the investigation because you wanted him to keep an eye on us. You did it to stop him from finding out he don't have the body. What? He doesn't have the body?
Objection!
He has no body. There was a sign at a store nearby, that it was like for like not an acupuncture, a chiropractor or something like that. And it was like, take care of your bones. They're just the skin is just like a jacket for your bones. And it's just like chilling on like one of the main streets that are near us. And it's so weird. Cause it's like, is this how you're trying to advertise going to a chiropractor? Like, in what world do you think that's the thing that's going to get people into the door to go to your chiropractor place? Like, what? It's, I don't know, it just reminded me of that. Ridiculous. You're clutching at straws. Cause that skeleton that held that sign that's in front of that store had no body. No body. I will not tolerate no more of your preposterous slander. And allow us to examine it. It'll be wrong if you can. Sis, Tisk, tisk, tisk. I'm afraid you have to try a little harder than that. I'm under no obligation whatsoever to prove your baseless accusations one way or another.
Objection!
As you must see for yourself, a piece of bloody chocolate is missing from the scene of the crime. Why did it disappear? Where did it go? Cotton Eye Joe. What does it matter? Some blood went missing from the chest where the body was found. So what? So what indeed? That's precisely my question. If the body was still at the scene when the police got here, removing the blood would accomplish nothing. However, let us suppose for a moment that the body was not. If somebody had wanted to erase any trace of what had happened in that room, it all makes perfect sense.
Objection!
What is this petty obsession with the bloodstain? But since it's so important to you, why don't you tell me where you believe it went? Of course. After all, evidence is everything, as you never tire of telling us. I believe this should back up my theory quite nicely. Well, let me see. Can I find it? Where the hell is this? Blood was found in the fountain. Yeah, there we go. Traces of the victim's blood was found in the fountain, along with the traces of chocolate from Mr. Tangaroa's room. I believe the missing piece of the bloodstained chocolate was dumped into the stream that flows to the fountain, which strongly points towards one certain fact. Somebody purposely disposed of the blood after the body has been removed from the chest. Gurk? Gurk? Mr. Von Karma, where did you find the body? You didn't find it, did you? Answer me. You! Where did you get your hands on that kind of evidence? You had neither the authority nor the means to carry out that kind of analysis on the fountain water. No, but I do. Curse you bad! You've been a thorn in my side from the moment you were assigned. Well, no longer. As of now, you're officially off the case. I was barely on in the first place. I can't do his voice right now, I'm sorry. Mr. Von Karma, you still haven't answered my question. You admit it. Will you confirm that no body was ever recovered? Tisk, tisk, tisk. It's really quite the claim, you know. And one for which you'll never find any proof for, I'm afraid. What must I do to get an answer out of him? Now, if you don't mind, I've given you quite enough of my precious time already. I look forward to destroying you in court. Gregory Edgeworth. Ha ha! Foreshadowing. Ha ha! You sure destroyed him in court. Ha ha! You know, in DL6. Darn. Anyway. Your precious logic and theories won't save you then. Nothing will. It won't. Mark my words, Mr. Von Karma. Your methods will be your undoing. I mean, it was, but you were, like, dead, and it was, like, 15 years later. So, like, I mean, you're not wrong, but also, I don't think you're gonna be alive to see it, buddy. No matter how you try to hide the truth, I'll bring it all to light in the end. The fact that he remembers Gregory's name is a huge compliment. You're so right. You're so right. This is true. This is true. Bye, Mr. Von Karma. I like how this police guy is just watching. Give me, detective. I didn't mean to put you in a difficult position. Don't sweat it. It was always going to end this way. God, his voice is like killing my throat right now. Honestly, nobody's ever sidelined the way you did before. First time for everything, huh? You know, I think you might be right about the body being missing. He told Phoenix I seldom remember defense attorneys. This is true. It was a huge deal that he was getting called out for his investigation not being perfect. Yeah, and I'll prove it in court. Well, if there's anything I can do to help, just say the word. God, his voice is out of my system. I cannot do a bad voice right now. I'm so sad because this is the last time Bad's gonna show up until the credits. And I'm already messing up his voice. Okay, whatever. Since, you know, I'm off the case now. That's very kind, and I'm sorry to keep asking favors of you, Detective Bad, but there is one more thing. Hey, what are you guys whispering about? Come on, let me in on the secret! Alright, Eddie. Detective and I were just arranging a little insurance for the trial. I think we have enough to see Mr. Tangaroa, but I've been prefer to have an ace in the hole, just like Ace Attorney, just in case. And what is it? We'll find out in the courtroom. Wait, what? You're letting me join you? Of course I am. You're my assistant after all. You are my weird girl assistant. Congrats, Eddie. You have been... Congrats, Eddie. You have been promoted to being a weird girl assistant. This is a huge deal, Eddie. Sorry. Finished World's Hardest Panel. I am sleeping. Have fun. Thank you. And I'm happy that you finished the World's Hardest Panel ever that has ever existed in the eternity of the universe. Have a wonderful sleep and a wonderful rest of your night, Trophy. I'll be a full-fledged attorney in the next year, you know. We can take on Mr. Von Karma together. Indeed. Well, I'm hoping we'll have freed Mr. Tangaroa by then. But if we're up against Mr. Von Karma, I guess we can't rule out the possibility that this might take some time. Right. But we'll do anything. We'll do everything we can in the meantime. Yes, English. I know you can beat Mr. Von Karma, Mr. E. I believe in you. Aw. Can't allow Mr. Tangaroa to remain in prison for a crime he didn't commit. And we won't. I'll expose Mr. Von Karma's lies as if the last thing I do. Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. Because it was the last thing he did. Awkward smile. Oh no. I'm becoming grayscale, Gregory. Gregory, no. Gregory. I want to continue because I know it does a little thing, like shows DL6 and talks about it. But we're gonna after we save, once we get past this little, you know, thing, and then we'll stop. And that's pretty much how things went down. Those are the facts of the IS-7 as far as I'm concerned. I learned the truth about my father's last case. So what happened at the trial? Well, we lost. Von Karma did a real number on us. Really? We could have proved that Mr. Tangaroa was innocent? Oh, we could prove it alright. Had a decent little pile of evidence in our favor. Problem was, we underestimated Von Karma. Fought even dirtier than we feared. You can imagine. Secure a conviction at all costs. That was always his guiding principle. Heh, yeah. Ain't that the truth? Anywho, the trial dragged on and on. The whole thing took about a year in the end. Never forget the day the verdict came down. December 28th that following year. It's April now, so... Oh, mama! About 17 years ago. Time sure does fly, huh? December 28th. I was there the day 17 years ago. Sitting in the courtroom gallery. Uh-oh. Just before the trial got started, Gregory noticed that Samson was looking even worse than usual. Turns out the poor guy had finally reached his limit. So bad, even he said he wanted to be found guilty. Wait, you mean? They forced a confession out of him? Yeah, Von Karma got what he'd been pushing for from the very beginning. He looks so weird in the courtroom with his AAI1 and AAI2 sprite. And then when Gregory tried to drop the bombshell about there being no body to speak of, he learned that Mr. Von Karma has used the power of the police to head him off at the pass. He even had him solve a fake autopsy report. But that wasn't the end of it. Von Karma had gotten Samson to falsely testify against himself being the accessory to murder in court. Mine with his confession. The poor guy's goose was well and truly cooked. The poor guy's goose was well and truly cooked. Eddie, you're so funny. But Gregory still had an ace in his hole, though. Same ace he asked Detective Bad to help him with. Exactamundo. He needed one last card to play if they squeezed a confession out of Samson. So he had Bad record all of Samson's interrogations. Guess Detective Bad really wanted to know the truth too, huh? We all did. But he was a trooper. Stayed with the case even if after Von Karma took him off of it. He's tied up in some other big case too. Good old Bad. They don't make him like that anymore. Yeah, that would be... No, that's... Well, I mean, Yatagarasu, but like... Anyway, Gregory presented the recording as proof of Samson's confession was coerced. God, oh god, him with the suit and his hair back without the hat. Oh god. You know what? It almost worked. That name Ian Sideman got Ian Sideman? Ian Sideman? Good name. Good name. Me when I am a Sideman? Ian Sideman? Oh my gosh. That's a funny one. I must admit, it's a funny one. Sam's interrogator and the initial detective before bad, and he took the fall for pretty much the whole thing. But Von Karma didn't get away scot-free, and in fact he was disciplined by Chief Prosecutor for one and only time in his 40-year career. Still, Samson himself couldn't stomach another day on the court, so when that guilty verdict came down, it just signaled the end of that day. A whole sad affair. Didn't remember a whole lot myself, but my father's face when they declared Mr. Toguro was guilty. I was a young child at the time, but even I could tell how much he was hurting inside. Inside man, yeah. Oh, true. Yeah, I see that. Likely this guy who made it. Oh, true. Gregory wanted to appeal the ruling, of course. He would have done anything to clear Samson's name. Then, well, you know what happened next. Poor guy. He never got the chance. DL6 image! Go forth! Wow, he looks so not good. He looks a little dead, actually. Wow. I think it's so funny every single time they use this image, and every single time they use any of the old games images, because they don't render it to fit, like, the AAI2 style at all. Like, this is clearly just the image, rendered just a little bit differently from, like, the very itty-bitty, you know, DS, or what was the other, Game Boy, I think, screen. I just think it's really funny. I just think it's really funny how much they use this, especially since Gregory kind of looks a little different. I mean, they look similar, like, hair-wise and suit-wise, but, like, the way the sprites work look a little different, from AAI to AAI, or, well, yeah, no, just AAI 2, 3, and, like, this image. I don't know. I just think it's funny every single time I see it. Should have just left him with him that day. I always blame myself for not doing that. Shove that aside and obsess over something else instead. Or rather, someone else. I hated what you did. I hated you for choosing to stick with Von Karma. Von Pharma? Because he's a part of the pharmaceutical company. Oh! I hope you can forgive me. No, you had every right to hate me. I went on to become a prosecutor as planned, and that's when Mr. Von Karma showed me this case file. According to these records, Mr. Toguro was convicted as the main culprit in Mr. Frost's murder. Nope, that's not right. Samson was convicted as accessory to murder. Strange. This file clearly states he was the perpetrator. Plus, I'm fairly certain that all of Mr. Von Karma's cases were successfully solved. Mind if I take a peek at those? Huh, this file's been doctored. The part about the verdict has been changed. What? Here, feast your peepers on this. Feast your peepers? It's a good line. Convicted as an accomplice. That's a copy of the file they have a record in the courthouse. Interesting. And why is my copy so different? Well, you said it came from Von Karma, yeah? My guess is he didn't want Gregory's son thinking there was a murder out so at large. Didn't want you looking at it again before the statute of limitations was up. So everything I believed about the case was a lie. Like they said, we all gotta start somewhere. What's important is that you know what's what now. Statute of limitations may have run out, but the truth's still out there, you know? Wow, that's a great reference. Crazy. I inherited Samson's case when your old man passed. Prosecution handed it off to somebody else too. Great Von Karma wasn't gonna bother facing off a rookie like me, was he? Anyway, long story short, the killer was never found. Samson was found guilty instead. That's terrible! Is there really nothing we can do to help him? Not without the real perp, I'm afraid. Until then, his confession stands. Speaking of which, I didn't find out until after the verdict had been handed down, but
Karma had threatened Samson and made him a deal. Told him if he didn't confess, he'd make sure Judy was convicted instead. How could he? Samson knew there was no way Judy could have done it, of course. He wasn't going to take any chances, so he did what he was told to confess to keep her safe. Oh. Now really this, Milesy boy. Why do you think your old Uncle Eddie just happened to be in the prison the day Bronco Knight died? Ah, that's right! You were there to see Mr. Tangaroa. Bingo! Judy and I both promised we'd visit him every day. Didn't quite keep that promise, but Judy did. She never missed one visit in all these years. Come rain or shine, she always showed up. None of that changes the fact that Samson is still being unduly punished day after day. How heartbreaking! You've got to do something, Mr. Fender. Well, kiddo, that's actually why we came here. Ice sculptures are back on display, just like they were all those years ago. We're gonna see what we can find out. Right, Mazarino? I'm the prosecutor, Fender. I don't look at these things in the same way or my father. Miles. That doesn't matter right now. Speaking not as a prosecutor, but as Miles Edgeworth. I want to know the truth behind both these cases, and I'm not leaving it till I do. You really are old Gregory's son, through and through. Alrighty then, so that's sorted. We can really get to work. Good thing I brought the IS-7 case files and evidence with me today, huh? Here, documents first. Who doesn't love paperwork, am I right? Parts in red ink are my annotations. Interesting. Thank you, Fender. And here's some evidence for you. Enjoy! There's quite a few, so I'd take a minute to scope them out if I were you. Small mountain of evidence from the IS incident received for Fender. Dear freaking lord. Yes, I see. I'll look at them in a bit. Oh, it could be way worse, though. That's not that bad. You know, our current case is just full of loose threads, too, come to think of it. Indeed. Key players of that incident 18 years ago who just happened to get caught up in another incident. The ice sculptures in the Winter Wing that are perfect replicas of the fronts from 18 years ago. The poison gas attack in the Autumn Wing, which has been disguised to look like the Winter Wing. 2 chemicals that were found inside the Pisces statue case, ubiquium and asphyxium. A form of poisonous gas mixed together. The victim of the gas attack, Carmelo Gusto, who was no stranger to the events of 18 years ago, and was still unconscious and undergoing treatment in the medical room. Finally, we came to the body, floating face down to the fountain. The fact that the ice sculptures has melted, just as they did all those years ago. The events of the present day would appear to be intimately linked with the events of the past, which means they may be able to help us learn more about what happened 18 years ago. Sounds good to me! Let's get investigating!
Objection!
Oh, hi, Eustace. Oh, no you don't! Aren't you forgetting somebody? I could have sworn this is my investigation! Eustace is quite right. I do hope you aren't intending and obstructing him in his duties, Mr. Edgeworth. I would hate to have added guilty to my report to the committee. What am I guilty of now? Of course not. I am simply offering once again to do what I can to help with this investigation. Your offer is duly noted and duly declined. Oof. He isn't pulling any punches. The identity of the body from the fountain is currently being ascertained. It is only a matter of time until we have all the information we need. Perhaps I can help you speed that process along. I think I have an idea of who our mystery victim might be. What? Really? Then you have to tell me it's the law! Very well. Maybe it isn't just the ice sculptures that have resurfaced after 18 years. The body in the fountain may also be a visitor from the past. Where are you, Isaac?
Take that!
Artie, I mean. Maybe the body in the fountain is that of a man who was murdered here 18 years ago. Mr. Artie Frost. What? You're saying this is poor Chillywinks? Wait, who the heck is Chillywinks? Or Artie, or... Who are you talking about? Artie Frost was a famous sculptor, Eustace, although he's better known as Paul Halik. The sculptures on the display here are all of his works. No way! Seems like he did well for himself. Always good to encounter a fellow winner.
A fellow winner! Oh my god!
Mr. Frost was also a victim of the IS-7 incident. Judge Gavelle knows about the IS-7 incident. Mr. Edgeworth, the IS-7 incident is an 18-year-old case. On that end, according to police records, a victim's body was recovered and an autopsy tooling carried out. Sure, that's what the records say. The records can't always be trusted. What are you insinuating? That's what the records say. That while the records say stuff like body totally recovered, the defense back then begged to differ. Not that it stopped the prosecution from shutting them down hard, of course.
Yeah? This is winner. Huh? What? Really? What is it, Eustace? Buddy, we've got an ID. Some sculptor called Frost or something? So I guess Edgeworth called it? Goddess of justice!
So my father's deductions were right all along. Well, Judge Gavelle, I say this changes things, wouldn't you? Perhaps you will admit that I might be of use to this case, more than a certain junior prosecutor.
No fair! I think you're trying to steal the win.
Doing no such thing. All I want to do is uncover the truth. And if we were going to get to the bottom of what happened here, we'll need to work together.
We do not need anything, and you do not need to know the truth.
This case is none of your concern.
Objection!
Whoa there, Judge G. I think you might be wrong about that.
What are your interruptions, Mr. Fender?
Yup. See, I was on the defense team for IS-7, so this case is very much my concern. I was one of the pesky kids pushing the theory that the body had actually gone missing. The prosecutor at the time may have brushed us off, but you can't deny the testimony of your eyes. Or to put it a little more bluntly, the prosecution's case was rotten from the ground up. When there's been a miscarriage of justice caused by the prosecution, it's the committee's job to fix it, no? Ugh. I knew better to help you unpick the mess than someone who was there at the time. Unless you have an ulterior motive. Judge Gavelle seems to know the facts of the IS-7 incident in some detail, in which case I suspect she must be here on the committee's behalf. Your connection to the case is noted, Mr. Fender, but I fail to see how it concerns Mr. Edgeworth. He's the son of the original defense attorney, and the protege of the case lead prosecutor, and if that's not enough for you, he was at the trial, too. I think it's just impossible he might have had a little something to bring to the table, don't you? Yeah. Very well. You may both assist in the investigation, but only if you refrain from interfering with the work of others. The Winter Wing is off limits for now. This room, however, is all yours. Alrighty. Good that you were on the same wavelengths, G. Why don't we bring it in to show we're all on the same side of justice? Kill him. Do not test me, Mr. Fender. Your permission to investigate can be revoked at any time. Duly noted, Your Honor. This is a turn-up for the books, huh, Milesy? We get to do our thing after all. Thanks to your immeasurable help as always. No sweat. Besides, I was mostly doing it for me. Okay, I'll be investigating my own thing, so just holler if you find something interesting. I will. Okay, shall we? Heck yeah! Let's just get the let the investigation commence. God, I could have English there for a second. We're still unclear on two key facts: how Mr. Frost's body came to be where we found it, and the source of the ubiquium. You're right. We need some more intel. Indeed. Let's focus on the ubiquium first and foremost. It's used in stuff like dish soap and paint, right? Correct. It's also bright red in color and has a distinctive minty fragrance. Okay, sounds like we know what we're looking for. Alright. Hell yeah. Alright, we're gonna stop here. I just want to look around. Oh god. Oh, interesting. I think they changed the background pictures. Crazy. I could be wrong though. It looks so cool. It looks so cool. It's so smooth. Anyway, we're gonna end there. Before I get distracted and play more. Which is very tempting. I want to make sure to, somewhat accurately, pace this out. So, because I would really like to, recreate the old VOD thumbnails from the old Ace Attorney Investigations 2 playthrough that I did, in which I would have to probably do
Oh god, there's a whole lot of good ones. I edited a whole lot of good ones of Case 5, and I want to remake all of them, but that means I would probably have to do super short streams, which I also don't want to do for the end game. But also, god, okay, whatever. I'm just thinking. I'm just thinking to myself at this point. Alright, we're gonna go raid No Name. No Name Paladin, who is playing Gunfire Reborn with a whole bunch of people. Which sounds pretty cool, pretty fun, pretty awesome, pretty swag. Pretty fan-freaking-tastic. But yeah. So tomorrow, we're going to be playing some, I don't know what's actually going to be happening, but we were hoping on playing some community games. So if anyone is interested in playing some Jackbox or anything like that, then please join in. This is because it's my birthday in 2 days, and I wanted to play, you know, a little birthday stream. Instead of it actually being my birthday and doing a birthday stream, because it's on Tuesday, and Tuesday sucks for everyone. But anyway, I would really, really, really love, if you could come, that would be fantastic. But yeah, so we're gonna be streaming tomorrow, which is gonna be very cool and awesome. And then the next time we're going to be streaming, unless if the Wi-Fi goes out like it did this week, we're gonna be doing some more Sea of Stars that is going to be on next Saturday, and then next Sunday we should be also doing more Ace Attorney Investigations too, which is gonna be very exciting. I love this game so much, and it's been such a joy to replay it. But yeah. Anyway. If you're joining the raid, please use Astraid or the raid emotes if you would like. And if you're not, I hope you have a wonderful night, day, evening, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.